All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You should be good. Make sure the audio is good. See people coming into the room. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, put that one in there if you can hear me clearly. Have a Thanksgiving edition of, well, not really Thursday night football. What would this be considered? Thursday afternoon of football in Detroit, where the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. It's a Thanksgiving tradition, having it. There's three things on Thanksgiving. You got turkey, you got family, you got football, and you can't, go without the third. I think the third might just be the most important, the least being the turkey. All right, I could put football over my family. I guess I could do that. Oh wow, Trizzy already got things started. Done put 20 on it. Much appreciation to you, Trizzy, and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. What are you guys eating? Anybody got stuff on the grill? Well, who's out there barbecuing at this time? What is it, warm on the West Coast? You guys let me know that. But if you're on the East Coast, I doubt that you're outside, you're grilling. Do people even grill on Thanksgiving? Who does that? I put ice on the table and some bread, the butts of the bread. Out here, when you're struggling out here, you're buying only butts of bread. That's the way things, break down out here in New York. But of course, we ain't talking about that right now. Matthew Stafford not playing. Jeff Driscoll not playing. So it's going to be a third string quarterback for the Detroit Lions. In fact, it's a quite peculiar name. I'm going to most likely butcher it. I know that for a fact. But it's going to be very intriguing how things break down in this Thursday afternoon game with the discount Patriots, in the case of Matt Patricia, trying to go against the Khalil Mack-led Chicago Bears. Now, since the game, they're doing the national anthem, let me know in the comment section who you think will win. And also, we are currently live on Hot Mic. I have all of the details on the screen, but I will continue to tell you, if you do have that Apple iPhone, do me a favor. Download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. The app is absolutely free. You just download it and then listen to me live, and I'm synced with your television. All right? Let me get the link for it right here. I'll put that into the chat room. And we're live right now. And let's keep myself as the highest, followed broadcaster over there. I'm seeing people say Bears, 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 Bears by 3. Bears by 7. I haven't seen one person say Lions yet. Hey Chris, if you're watching this, shout out to Chris Dodson. We did the semi-pro commentary together, and he's the lone Lions fan. So I'm sorry, nobody's believing in your team. Oh, I see a Lions. I see Brandon Black says Lions by 1. I'm seeing a lot of Bears. Saucy puts bear down in there. I didn't even know they had bear emojis. Bears by 7. Noob Tub 77 says clean Haiti jersey. Yes, indeed, it is indeed clean. Well, there's no names for national teams, so go Haiti, the soccer team. All right, I see the Bears 27-7 with 24-17, 24-21. Bears by a TD or 2 TDs. As I said on my pregame analysis show, I do predict that the Bears will win this game. Initially, I thought it was going to be Jeff Driscoll playing, but given that he's not playing, now you're down to a third-string quarterback. Nationally televised game on Thanksgiving against that Bears defense, who may not have been as dynamic as they were last year, but they're still pretty good to boot. And I expect that front four to get after, this Lions offensive line. I do not expect, or can I envision, a circumstance in which we do see, the run game get going for the Detroit Lions. So if it becomes a passing game, it's only a matter of time before that D-line gets to him, man. Oh, man. Who said Saints by 40? Good Lord. It's Thanksgiving. People can't be getting blown out by 40. That'd be a shame if it does happen. I mean, I'm going to be watching. I'm not going to be live with you. This is the only game I'm going live. Had it been a better situation, I probably would have went live all 3 consecutive games and spend the entirety of the Thanksgiving with you guys. Maybe next year. But Yeah, I see somebody say Steelers by they're not playing today. They're not playing today. But yeah, as you can see, I put up the graphics up on the screen. All right, you got the multiple logos with different text, so now you have it in front of you. I took some time to figure out how computers and software works. Finally, since I am a one-man show, I figured why not try to teach myself these different sort of things. It was fairly easy, way easier than I thought. So I guess maybe at one point during December, I got to go and crack down on these different things that you can utilize when it comes to streaming or different softwares and really improve. But if you recall, I think it was maybe 2 years ago during the Lions game, I believe it was Aretha Franklin who was singing the national anthem, and it took her about 5 minutes. And that probably had to be the longest sang national anthem ever. Somebody let me know how long the anthem was, or how long the longest anthem was. Okay, so let's take one more look in the chat room. First and foremost, let's just shout some people out because the game's about to get ready to get started. Are they on the field? Are they getting ready to kick off? Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, so we'll save the shout-outs for the first commercial break. But it appears that the Bears will be receiving. And if you're not tuned into the game, you might as well go and tune into the game. The purpose for the stream here is to substitute the commentary that you would hear on your television screen with a creator that you actually want to hear. So instead of having to hear, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, you can hear the Chiseled Adonis deliver to you the commentary that you want to hear. All right, if you're watching this on the playback, you're probably wondering, why is there no game? Well, of course there's not going to be no game. It happened live. This is something that just works best if you catch it live. Now, there's a ton of questions regarding Mitch Trubisky and how he's going to perform this particular game. We will find out momentarily. He doesn't have 2,000 yards passing on the season. I believe he doesn't have anywhere near 15 touchdowns, so he's not really playing that great of a season when it comes to passing the football. But I would like to see the Bears get the run game going, get David Montgomery going, get Tariq Cohen going, and then utilize that play action fake and get the ball to Allen Robinson. But from where we are right now, it appears the kickoff is getting ready to go, and once he puts his foot to that ball, we can get started. And here we go. Here comes the kickoff, and we are live in Hold My Nugget Studios for your 2019 NFL Week 13 Thanksgiving special game highlight commentary live in Hold My Nugget Studios, like I said earlier, and also on the Hot Mic app as the Chicago Bears travel to take on the Detroit Lions on this magnificent Thursday afternoon. There's a flag on the play, some laundry on the play, on the kickoff. I might say, did I say laundry on the play? Who puts F in a play? That's very odd. All right, but Mitch Trubisky ready to take his offense on the field. As we looked into the comment section and what the people had to say, everybody appears to be picking the Bears. I only saw 3 names type the Lions. So it's overwhelming support for the Bears on this day. I believe it was a late hit that they threw the flag for on Cordero Patterson, who failed to use his dreadlock powers on this particular play. I would agree in a sense it is a late hit, but oh wow, they called holding? All right, holding and personal foul, most likely these will offset. So they're going to take over at the 25. And we're also live, well, not really live on Twitter, but feel free to live tweet me as we go, as we always do. And we're going to enjoy this game together. Bit of Samurai on Twitter, always tuning into the live stream. All right, David Radler asks, are you going to be live for all 3 games? No, only the first game. Gaptooth Assassin says, Khalil Mack will have a big game. I expect that. Anthony Marshall says, all I wanted to hear today was you to make fun of the Cowboys while I enjoyed my turkey. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I would have loved to, but unfortunately I can't for today. You'll hear me in spirit. They're still trying to determine what the penalty was. Good Lord, it's been 5 minutes at this point. Aretha Franklin's halfway through the national anthem, singing where she's singing at. But good Lord, man, get it done, referees. Come on now. Get on with the game. What's wrong with the way? Oh, Mitch is coming off the field. I guess they're going to redo the kickoff. Well, I'll be. All right, that was very bizarre. Took them about 2 minutes to figure out what they were going to call with the flag. I mean, if you're going to throw laundry on the field, know what the hell you're going to call. Or at least inform the teams, hey, this is the decision that you can make here. So we had a hold on the Bears. All right, I can see the hold here. And then the personal foul. So let's see what's going to happen here. All right, so Cordero Patterson's trotting back onto the field. It is a very odd way to start up Thanksgiving football. But hey, all right, it's a story nonetheless. Let's try this once again. Let's take one more look at Twitter. John Rogers says, what about the Saints and Falcons game? Unfortunately, no, I will not be live for that game. Jamer Dog says, that's a little far-fetched, even for this lousy Bears team. I think the Lions will pull off the upset. Oh, he's responding to David Radler that the Lions will pull off the upset. And we are caught up on Twitter. The kickoff is into the air once again. I might as well do the intro once again. And, Cordero Patterson's taking it out of the end zone. Apparently, he feels much more confident. He gets past the 25. He's got a couple of blocks. One Lion to beat, and he's probably going to be out at midfield or the 45. What a great decision, utilizing his dreadlock powers. I'm telling you right now. The dreadlock powers are real. Cordero Patterson, he had that huge smile on his face, took it from, I believe, 7 yards deep into the end zone. Look at the wall of bodies. He tried to showcase his education from Devin Hester University with a degree in Joshua Cribbs studies, with a great return to get the game going. Look at Matt Prater. He had no business trying to go make that tackle. I don't think he wanted to. He ran right into the block. The ball is spotted at the 50. I believe that should be a 57-yard return for Cordero Patterson and the Bears. Mitch Trubisky takes the snap from the 50 over the middle, connects with his man, that's Allen Robinson, for a 4-yard gain. The Bears already in Lions territory. If game continues to go like this, it's fixing to be some necrophilia. Also, this is the NFC North matchup if you don't know divisions. And Mitch Trubisky is 2-0 against the Lions, 6 TDs. No INTs, so it's needless to say he plays his best football against Disney movies, because the Lions don't do anything for him. Mufasa and Simba are not a threat to this man. Second play of the game, pass caught by Tariq Cohen, moving the chains. First down for Chicago. They're going to have the ball at, I believe that to be, the 39-yard line. The Bears offense currently rank terribly in the NFL. 29th total offense, 29th on the ground, 30th through the air. So what does that mean? They suck. Garbage. Put them in a Glad commercial. Their offense is trash. But can they get going on this day? Sitting at 5-6, needing to get back to 500 to try to keep pace in that NFC wildcard race. We have a quick screen over to Allen Robinson. He'd carry it inside the 30 down to the 29. A 9-yard gain. That's going to set up 2nd and 1. The Detroit defense doesn't appear to have their controller plugged in whatsoever in their NFL ranks. They're 29th overall, 24th against the run, 30th against the pass. So needless to say for them, they also share the same, location as the Bears offense. Put them in a Glad commercial because they are trash. All right, so we have 2 abysmal, 22 players on the field collectively trying to either score points or prevent the opposition from scoring. David Montgomery picks up a first down for the Bears. It appears he's going to be out at the 20 or the 19, depends on the spot, but it will be a first down for the Chicago Bears. They're out here moving more chains than the transatlantic slave trade. All right, I took it too far already. I took it too far already. Shouldn't have went there. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis if you have not downloaded it. As you can see on your screen, if you're watching on YouTube, you just download it on the App Store. It's only for iOS right now, but in 3 weeks' time, hopefully we will have it up on the Play Store for us Android users. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Handoff David Montgomery. I said David. I don't know what just happened. Maybe I'm a little bit dyslexic. I don't think that's what that means. Whatever the case is, it's a first down for the Chicago Bears. Look at the offensive line. Moving more bodies than the mob in the 30s. You kidding me? Look at the pickup of this first down from David Montgomery Burns. It's just too easy. It's too easy. The Bears are moving with ease. There's no sort of opposition in front of them. It's far too simple. It's far too simple for those guys. The red zone offense is 16th in the NFL for Chicago thus far this season. Tariq Cohen in motion, first and goal from the 10. He probably should look over the middle. He does, connects with Allen Robinson, goes into the end zone for the Chicago Bears touchdown. Not even 5 minutes into the game, Chicago's got a touchdown, and they're celebrating. They take a 6-0 lead over Detroit. As I'm not a Mitch Trubisky, connects with Allen. Don't tell me that my child was stealing. I don't raise any Robinsons. The second, easy 10-yard score on a slant. The Lions secondary did not show up. It appears they're trapped in secondary school, and the Bears would trap out Eddie Pinheiro for the 2-point conversion. I said 2-point conversion. For the extra point. Why would he go out there for the 2-point conversion unless this is some sort of future sight and I'm in Saffron City and I've got psychic Pokemon sort of powers, and all of a sudden now I can see that they're going to fake here on the field goal. But I'd highly doubt that's going to be the case. As the ball is spotted down, the kick is up, the kick is good. 7-0 lead for Chicago in Detroit. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we are a little bit delayed as always. You're behind by about 45 seconds to 1 minute. So if you want to be, caught up to where everything does not come delayed, feel free to download that Hot Mic app on the Apple App Store. I'm putting it in the comment section. I'm putting it in, the chat room. Just download that app. Use the promo code Adonis. The app is completely free, and listen to me in real time on your television. Just sync me to your TV. You don't got to listen to Joe Buck. Don't got to listen to, Troy Aikman on commentary. Don't got to listen to, whether it's, what is it, Jim Nantz, Chris Collinsworth, Al Michaels, Booger McFarlane, whatever commentator that you'll end up hearing during these live games. You could rather listen to your favorite commentator of them all, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. So do me that favor if you have not already downloaded the app. All right, we've got a commercial break after the all right, it's been a commercial break for about a minute and a half. But regardless, let's do these shout-outs in the comment section. All right, we got Cameron Books in the building. All right, Brandon Black, Peyton Foster, Michael Davis, Candace Leach, as always, Danica Shuck in the building. Hey, Danica, how are the other interviews going? All right, Lorraine Mack in the building, Anthony Small, Luis Torres, Joshua Mounts. 23 days later, Spooky in the building as well. Dark Knight Gaming, Curry Sauce 63 in the house. EO David Wade, Mimi M, hello, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's in the building. Laurel Lewis, the last Brennan Zero, pardon me. Trey Thomas, Wesley Lowe in the house. Juicy Productions 1, Savage 305, ZJ13 Goat, Alex Guzman, Kawhi Jackson Jr., Desmond Edmond, as always. All right, CRSHR, Undisputed, David Box, Jaron Uchiha, Bryce Smith, Saint 6709. Shout out to you. I believe you put some on it last stream as well. Terrence Powell, Snowbeam. All right, Jason Asta, pardon me. Anthony Pierce, Stencil Walters. The Rakage is in the house. Straight from the Village of Lightning. All right, Kyle Beck. Farrow is in the building. Ray Richardson. King Meach, what's going on? Bacon Quesadilla. Zex Flown in the house. Jordan Anderson in the house. Ryan is in the building. Jalen Cummins as well. The kickoff is in the air. I'll get back to the rest of you guys. It's fielded by the Lions. They're going to take a knee. They're not taking it out of the end zone. They did not go to Devin Hester University. Back to the chat room we go. Who else is in here that I have not gotten to? R. Potter, hello. He says Lamar is the MVP. Well, damn it, he just passed Russell Wilson, in my opinion, by this much. They're still both right here. There's no slide on Russell Wilson, but Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson, they're both right here for me. All right. Danica Shuck, how's it going? Again, all right, talking about these interviews over here. Spectrum gave you a phone interview. Go to Walmart on Monday, was approved. 800. That's magnificent. I'm happy. Things are falling in your favor. Deron Johnson, what's going on? Chase the Coyote. What's going on? Philly Prince. How's it going? 2nd and 10. First play went absolutely nowhere for Blow. Is that how his last name's pronounced? Blow? And he's going to take the snap, looking to pass over the middle. The pass is participating in the Frank Costanza challenge while going to T.J. Hawkinson because it stopped short. Incomplete. Did not find his man. Curry saw 63, puts $9.99 on it. Says, "Them boys will win today." We will find out. We will find out. Only time will tell. David Blow, at his years in Purdue, he had 9,734 yards. All right, that's not too bad. But can he galvanize this Lions offense to get going? He takes the snap on 3rd and 10. Got some time in the pocket. Looks like he's going deep. He's got Kenny Golladay wide open. He's going into the end zone. 75-yard touchdown. He took that Bears secondary to Cinnabon Island. They got burned. The Lions even up the score. Well, not really. They got to kick that extra point. But it's 6-7. The Lions finally put some points on the board. I shouldn't say finally because that drive only took all of, 30 seconds? Whatever the case is, touchdown to Golladay. Man's out there singing. It's going to be a Golladay touchdown. My Lord in heaven, where was the defense? Where was the secondary? Prince Amukamara was out here lost. The Lions are kings, and they got no time for no Prince. You are a step down. Don't ever try to cover me. Little boy. Touchdown Lions. Matt Prater would... Oh, I thought he was going to miss that extra point. It looked like it was hooking to the left. I don't know what just happened. There must be some sort of ventriloquist who had their hands on that football just now. That was interesting. Or maybe Dolph Flamingo was out there and got the cords and just moved that football. I thought that was going out. But we got an even score at 7 apiece. What a pass by David Blow. Whatever the case is, touchdown for him to Kenny Golladay. What a pass. What a route. What was Prince Amukamara doing? All right. Remember back when the man was a virgin, he wasn't getting no ass? Well, guess what? He just got his cheeks clapped on that pass. Bryce Smith puts 10 on it, says happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too. All right, back to the chat room we go. It's just Vaughn in the building. Osvaldo Rodriguez in the house. DeLorean Owens in the house. All right. A lot of people were surprised by that touchdown. Boy got burnt, man. He got burnt. And I believe he's the only one who hasn't been a Pro Bowler in that secondary. I think Ha Clinton Dix has gone to a Pro Bowl. If he hasn't, I think there was one season where he should have. But Eddie Jackson, obviously a first-team All-Pro. Kyle Fuller, a first-team All-Pro. So they went after the weak link. Matter of fact, I'm going to look that up. Was Was Clinton Dix in the Pro Bowl before? I can't recall. I feel like he was. Maybe he wasn't. Yes, he was. 2016. There it is. He wasn't a Pro Bowl. But yeah, that was impressive. I thoroughly enjoyed that pass, man. That was a good pass. And the man was wide open. If Kenny Golladay dropped that, you might as well just, while people are cooking, turkey, cook your hands too. Because you don't need them. Somebody ought to eat him. If you're not going to catch no footballs, what you doing on the field? One quick look at Twitter, world. See what's going on over there. Tyson says the Lions don't trust Mitch. I'm not a Mitch Trubisky today. All right. Fly Guy Gray says that was easy. Let's go Bears. Brandon Chewy Black says you got a thought in the live right now. I had no clue. Bitter Samurai says got a TD so far. Let's see what the Bears tries next. Ethan says, happy holiday Golladay. Absolutely. Tyson says, should I start Breeze or Rodgers? I'm assuming you're talking about fantasy. I'd probably go with Breeze. I would start Breeze. Well, as a matter of fact, no. Aaron Rodgers is playing against the Giants defense, right? Start Aaron Rodgers. Bitter Samurai says, this is going to be a good game. Whoever wins, I won't be mad. I am right there with you. I believe this will be an entertaining game. I hope this isn't one of those sort of, games in which you see early scoring and then it just completely nullifies. But this was David Blow's, first completion and also first touchdown. All right, but 11:01 left to play in the first quarter. We've got a tie game at 7-all. Matt Prater kicking the ball off deep. It's going out of bounds. They will not allow Cordero Patterson to utilize his dreadlock powers once again. One look at what happened on that play when it came to blocking Khalil Mack. All right, he went all the way outside. I guess on this play he was supposed to be containing just in case they ran a screen. But whatever the case was, there was no stereo playing with return on the Mac. That did not happen. There was no return of the Mac. And what happened was the Lions found their way into the end zone. Look at Prince Amukamara sitting there looking like a female dog. He could not get anything done. All right, 1st and 10 from the 25. Trubisky has Cohen to his left. He's even with 2 receivers on each side. Passing play going deep. Allen Robinson overthrown. A little bit of hand fighting with Darius Slay about 10 yards into the route. Had he got a free release and did not have any opposition, this possibly could have been a big time gain of 22 yards at least. But unfortunately, that was not the case. And we're going to 2nd and 10. Matt Patricia in his 2nd year as the Lions head coach, he's 9-17 with a tie. What does that mean? A little bit under 500, or I should say at 500, because had he had 18 losses, then he'd be 500. But then again, a tie, that's not a loss nor a win. On 2nd and 10, David Montgomery picks up 2 yards, probably going to give him only 1, setting up 3rd and long. Oh, my Lord in heaven. What is going to happen for this upcoming 3rd and 8? What would you guys like to see? Because granted, we saw on their first drive, the Bears went down the field extremely fast with no opposition. Judging by the defense that the Lions are going to come out in, we're seeing 4 down linemen. The linebackers are, we got a trips right. So I would like to see possibly utilize a wheel over here. Do not go weak side. We might mess around and get a screen. No, we're not. People are going down the field. The pass over the middle caught by Tariq Cohen. He'd failed to make all of the Lions miss. And Chicago Midget is stopped short participating in the Frank Costanza challenge. And they're going to be forced to punt. Not sure what their intention on that particular play was. Tariq Cohen was coming back across the field on a drag route. It appeared that Allen Robinson cleared out. Anthony Miller cleared out. And the other Chicago receiver cleared out as well. So if it was designed to go underneath, that wasn't necessarily the best play call. And on top of that, Tariq Cohen didn't do himself any favors because he did not cut upfield. He would attempt to try to make somebody miss. Here comes the punt from O'Donnell. It seems to be angled towards the sideline, but it's going to be caught at the 20 and fielded by the Lions. They'd only pick up 3, setting up 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line by Danny Amendola. Thus far, we saw Chicago go down the field with ease, put points on the board. 3 plays for the Lions. First pass, completion, touchdown for David Blow, and now they're coming out for their 2nd possession. We'll see what the Lions can do on offense. In the chat room, we have people talking about the Saint. This TC Gamer 09 says the New Orleans Saints. This is their year. We will see about that. They could clinch, as Danica Shuck did say, they can clinch their division this particular week. All right, we'll find out how that all plays out. Back to Twitter world we go. Let's take a look to see what's happening over here. Nothing. All right. Nothing is happening over here. On YouTube, we got individuals. How much we got in the room? We got 218 in the room, 75 likes. Let's see if we can get those likes up to 100. And given that it is Thanksgiving, I wonder if anybody, since on the West Coast, if you were from the West Coast, it is now 12:57 here on the East Coast. So I would presume over there it is 9:57. So has anybody started cooking? And given that football starts so early over there, the Sunday night game that starts at 8:20 and usually ends about 11:30 ends at 8:30. So what is the late evening like for West Coast football fans? Given everything is finished at that point, what happens at 10 p.m.? Is everybody at home and goes to sleep? What happens with the football, whether that be football Sunday, football Thursday, or football Monday? I've always wondered that. What is sports like on the West Coast? Because things start, at an appropriate time here on the East Coast. At the West Coast, it's somewhat of an inconvenience because if the Chargers were to play at home at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, on the West, they're really playing at 10. So that must be very inconvenient. You just wake up in the morning, you still got crust in your eyes, and football's already on. And think about those games that play in London or overseas, they kick off at 9:30. So I've always wondered if they kick off at 9:30 here on the East Coast, on the West Coast, what is it, 6:30? So you got to wake up extremely early to go and start football. That's always been on my mind. I've always wondered what that's like on West Coast. Bryce Smith says in Texas, food was cooked last night and this AM. All right. The Hurricane 66 says they're in Italy already eating. Good Lord, you're tuning in from overseas. Shout out to you. All right, and back to the game we go. Hand off. A little bit of dreadlock powers being activated for the Detroit Lions, picking up 7. Sense ball. 2nd and 3 for Detroit. I'm very curious what they're going to be able to do here on this drive if they're able to put some points on the board and put pressure on Chicago. I still don't trust that offensive line nor the protection that'll happen here. But what will happen? We'll find out. Sensible picks up 2, setting up 3rd and 1 for the Lions. This being a very quick, Scarborough. I don't know why I said Sensible. It is Scarborough. Oh, how is it pronounced? Somebody let me know. Well, then again, you got to sound it out. I feel like Sensible works better. Bo Scarborough. Good Lord, this is hard to pronounce. Scarborough. When he was in Alabama, I always said Sensible. I feel like an idiot now. Why did I call him Sensible? I feel like that was a joke, something like that I completely missed. Whatever the case is, he would be stopped short. He tried to go over the middle. He is not getting that first down. Eddie Jackson would meet him along with another linebacker and stop them short. They're probably going to have to bring out the chains. Oh, no, Detroit, or I should say the officials say that it is a first down. Chris Bertling, I am right there with you. I forgot Scarborough was in Detroit. I completely forgot myself. When I saw the name, I said, wait a minute. He's on the Lions? Really? Whatever happened to the lesbian dildo, Carry On Johnson? Evidently, he must have been hurt. Play action fake. Blow looking to go down the field. He's got a man wide open. That is Marvin Jones. If I was him, I'd start running. I don't think he was touched down. But I'm a fan of these cool gray uniforms. I must say they are rather nice. Tyler Martin puts 20 on and says, why Nick Folk still have a job? He is out this week, though. Absolutely. I saw that news earlier. Somebody told me that he had some surgery, so it seems as if he's going to be out and probably indefinitely. So that's interesting. 1st and 10, hand off to Scarborough. He's going nowhere. He would not pick up any yardage. If they mark him at 1, I don't think that's a good idea. Tackle by Raquan Smith. The Bears' defensive ranks, they rank 4th total, 7th against the rush. All right, so they're not doing too bad. Undisputed says David Blow is the best QB in the league. All right, do me a favor. Next time you got to go use the bathroom, look into the mirror, slap what you see. All right, 2nd and 9 for the Lions. Blow probably trying to get the stop and go route, still throws it down the field. It's incomplete. I see what they were trying to do there. The quick read or fake handoff, well, not really necessarily the handoff that was there because they didn't really sell it that much, but trying to get the connection down the field on the stop and go. Luckily, Kyle Fuller did not bite for Bears fans and the Bears. And it's going to set up 3rd and 9 for Detroit with 6:17 left to play. And if you're just now tuning into the game, Chicago went down the field with ease following a 57-yard return from Cordero Patterson. resulting in an easy touchdown from 10 yards out from Mitch Trubisky to Allen Robinson, only to be responded to with a 75-yard bomb to Kenny Golladay. And here we are, second Lions possession. Kenny Golladay making his presence felt right after I just said his name, caught and brought it to the 20, and Detroit is cooking, and those Detroit Crips are now in the swoop zone. They may be wearing gray, but we know they are blue at heart. Take a look at the coverage over here. Clinton Dix did not recognize the pass coming over the middle. He was apparently his coverage must have been some QB spy sort of situation, because he did not look around at his surroundings whatsoever. Yes, indeed, I'm right there with you, Desmond Edmond. This secondary of the Bears is playing extremely soft. The Lions picking up 9 on this particular play. J.D. McKissick running without his dreadlocks, but picks up 9, setting up 2nd and 1 from the 10-yard line. And we are live in Detroit. Or I should say they are live in Detroit. Chuck Pagano, defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, the Monsters of the Midway. Was that their nicknames in the 80s, or was that the 60s? Or did they have it for a very long time? Trying to recall when exactly did they get that nickname. I know when Dick Butkus was there, I could not recall if they had a particular name. Maybe it came along with Mike Singletary. No, I feel as if it was the 60s. I feel like it was the 60s. Somebody let me know when Monsters of the Midway originated for that Bears defense. Steelers territory, Louisiana Purchase says, Chiseled, love you, man. I know you are a true Steelers fan. Watch you all the time on your Steelers show. I appreciate you, man. Steelers fan from since 2000. Been a very long time. I am Pittsburgh through and through. 1st and goal for the Lions from the 8-yard line. Blow over the middle. Wide open goes Marvin Jones. Hands outstretched. Tells the Chicago Bears, you guys can't guard me. Touchdown. 13-7 lead in favor of Detroit. They must have been cooking or feeding, because it looks like Marvin Jones just took a bubba bite out of the football. And Blow early has 2 TDs in the first quarter. It appears the fact that nobody had any film on this man since college resulted in an easy situation in which nobody knows what to expect. Look at the route over the middle. I'm not sure if there was supposed to be a safety who was guarding Marvin Jones. I'm not sure if the corner was supposed to go and trail. Whatever the case was, the Bears defense is not getting it done. 2 possessions for Detroit, 2 TDs. They take a 14-7 lead. And in Dodson's kitchen, they must be cooking, because their Detroit Lions got the lead with 4:12 left to play. Shout out to Alexander Williams. He put 11 on the Cash App. I appreciate you, brother. And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to donate to the show, you see all of the different sort of streams that you can get at on the left-hand side of your screen. Also, there's the super chat here in the chat room on YouTube. Also, we are live on the Hot Mic app. Download it on the App Store. As you can see, seen in the right corner of your screen, bottom right corner of your screen as well. You know, you just download it on the App Store. Use the promo code Adonis, all caps. The app is absolutely free. If you want to hear me in real time, you watch me on that Hot Mic app. Sync it to your television. You don't got to listen to those commentators. You listen to your favorite commentator, who is also a comedian, bringing those jokes. One quick look at Twitter world and see what's going on over here. Darius/DB says, would you start Dak against Buffalo or Nick Foles against Miami in fantasy? I would start Nick Foles against Miami. Buffalo's defense is no slouch. I do expect Amari Cooper to bounce back, but is something about playing against Miami that just makes me believe that these quarterbacks can flourish. So I would lead with Nick. Travis says they go primetime scheduling. They go to primetime schedule. I'm not too sure what you are in reference of. But whatever the deal is, you know, I'm excited for a good day of football, man. Tyson says, I'm going to tell my kids the refs are Stevie Wonder. You should. Tell your kids the refs are Stevie Wonder. Hell, tell Stevie Wonder he is the refs. Cameron Evans says, huge fan, Chiseled. I'm a Steelers fan from the Steel City. Love finding fans who aren't from home. I'm glad to interact. You know, this upcoming December, on December 22nd, when Pittsburgh travels to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets, I will be at that game. And I know that they do a pregame show for the Steelers, usually inside. I'm not sure if it's in the parking lot. Whatever the case is, I'm going to find the Steelers fans. I might just go live on my phone if I have the data, because when I went to WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium, I connected to their Wi-Fi. So if it still applies from the parking lot, I will go live from there and interact with the fans there. Good Lord in heaven, I'm not sure if this was intended to be an onside kick. Whatever the case was, it hit a Bears defender in the shins. This ref, his nutsack is on some of the Bears' shoulder pads. Whatever the case is, it appears the ball might have been recovered by Detroit, and it has. What do you know? Is this Super Bowl 44? Was that Sean Payton on the sideline? Was this a design onside kick? Whatever the case was, it's recovered by Detroit. Talk about getting caught off guard. What a play. What a play. Those Jordan Cool Grays got on the football immediately, thus maintaining possession for Detroit. The Chicago Bears are absolutely bewildered. They are perplexed. They are not sure what just happened. Befuddled. Disoriented. Good Lord. Clear recovery by Detroit. Without question, it is going. Matt Prater's looking around like, yeah, that's what I always intended. That's what I wanted to have happen. My foot did not slip. I may not be an old man. Matt Patricia saying, yeah, that's what Belichick would say. 1st and 10 from the 49 in Chicago territory. Play action fake to Scarborough. Blow rolling right, but there's some laundry on the field. It might just be a false start or an encroachment. The referee does the motion with his hands. We're rolling, 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 rolling. Back 5-yard penalty. I don't know if that's a lyric or not. Whatever the deal is, Matt Nagy is not happy with his kick return unit. Marvin Jones doing a little bit of a movement, costing his team 5 yards. Now it's 1st and 15 from the 46-yard line. Yes, indeed. But they're back in Lions territory. Hand off to Scarborough. He goes absolutely nowhere. Tackled by who? Return of the Mac. It is Return of the Mac. Come on. Stop for no gain. 2nd and 15 again. Matthew Stafford on the sideline because he can't play. And kudos to him and his wife. I believe his wife overcame, cancer? Whatever the case is, I'm so happy for that Stafford family. Nobody wants to have to deal with illness and sickness, and they was able to fight through. I can only imagine, the trial and tribulation of having to deal with that. But pass caught by, I believe that is T.J. Hawkinson. No, it is not. Whatever the case is, it's a pickup of 4 for the Lions, setting up 3rd and long. 3rd and 10, back in Bears territory, but they're at the 49. David Blow on the day, 5 for 7, 136 yards and 2 TDs. Things have not come hard for him. All right? Nothing has came hard for him today. Things have been fairly easy. There hasn't been too much of a pass rush. He's been taken care of from his offensive line. And here he goes with other good protection. Pass over the middle, nearly intercepted by Prince Amukamara. He says, you guys may be the Lions, but I am the Prince, and I'm trying to make my comeback to usurp you, sir, after giving up a 75-yard TD. One more look at the pass. Indeed, it was broken, right through his hands. He should be on the sideline asking himself, what happened to my hands? Setting up 4th and 10, and the Lions will be punting the football back to the Cleveland Browns, to the Chicago Bears. And there is the punt, and hopefully they can keep it inside the 20. Oh, good Lord, it's caught by Tariq Cohen immediately, and he's stopped at the 16, at the 15, whatever the deal is. That was a sensational tackle. Is that guy's last name Virgin? I feel like his last name might just be Virgin. That's a joke in itself. All right. One quick look at Twitter world. See what's being said over here. Gap Tooth Assassin says, I'ma tell my kids Chiseled Adonis is Gus Johnson. Well, that's hilarious. All right, just for you, I don't know when it'll happen. If there's a long touchdown run, I'm going to say somebody's got the getting away from the cop speed. Bitter Samuel says, down cheer yet. Down cheer yet. Apparently that you're going to say don't cheer yet. Bears, you got to take the ball away from them, wagging your fingers like that. Okay, down cheer yet, Bears. You got to take the ball away from them, wagging your finger. I feel as if there was a typo that was there, because I'm not quite understanding what was supposed to be said. Whatever the deal is, all right, we got some engagement in Twitter world. All right. Back to the comment section here on YouTube, and more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching on YouTube, we've got 236 in the stream. Do me a favor, if you have an iPhone, download the Hot Mic app. I have the links in the description. I'm also putting it here in the chat room. Use the promo code Adonis. The app is absolutely free, as you see on the bottom right corner. Sync me with your television. You can listen to a commentator of your choice. It is not only me there. Feel free to look out, give some shout outs to other sort of dope creators, dope broadcasters on there, and tune into their streams. We are here to boost everybody up. But if you're watching live on Hot Mic and it's your first time tuning in, consider hitting the follow button. Every single week, at least twice a week, we have ourselves a stream covering either Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football. So consider following, and you can be a member of Hold My Nuggets Studios. David Blowjob. That's exactly what I was going to call him. Yang Vang says David Blowjob is playing good. That's funny. I was gonna say that tomorrow. That was the first thing that came to mind when I read the name Blow. I was like, all right, I'm gonna call him David Blowjob. From this point forth, calling him David Blowjob. Every time he drops back, he's David Blowjob. All right, but it is the Chicago taking over at the 15, 1st and 10, their third possession. Can they even up the score, or will they continue to face a deficit? Screen pass all the way across the field, caught by Miller. He goes nowhere. He's probably going to just pick up 2, setting up 2nd and 8. But there's a flag on the field. There might just be a late hit. The flag came in late, so that's a late flag. Oh, they might just be picking it up. It's very confusing. Or maybe I'm trying to figure out what was the call. It appears that maybe it was declined. Oh, it might have been on Detroit. No, pardon me. It might have just been on Chicago. 2nd and 8. It appears there's no flag. They must have picked it up. Thus far, Chicago has had the ball for 5 minutes and picked up on 10 plays, 58 yards. 2:10 left to play in the first quarter. Mitch Trubisky sends Miller in motion. They're in a very tight sort of coverage that looks like it's set up to run. Play action fake. Trubisky probably has 2 people going deep. Pass over the middle, but it is short. An incomplete for Allen Robinson, setting up 3rd and 8 with 1:55 left to play. 1:55 left to play. In 2017, if you take a look at the first round quarterbacks, you got Mitch Trubisky at 2nd pick overall, Patrick Mahomes at 10th, and Deshaun Watson at 12th. All right. If you consider the touchdown passes, Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes both have over 60, in contrast to Mitchell Trubisky's 41. So, needless to say, you skipped on Patrick Mahomes, you skipped on Deshaun Watson, you settled for Trubisky, and now you're wondering why your offense is in peril. 3rd and 8 from the 17-yard line. Trubisky looking left, pass to Miller, incomplete. Ricocheted off of his hands, defended by Coleman, and the pass incomplete. The Bears will punt yet again. Good Lord in heaven, man. And I'll tell you this, if you're a Chicago Bears fan, I'm pretty sure last year you weren't complaining too much about the quarterback situation, but this year for sure, you're probably wondering, hey, why'd I pass on Patrick Mahomes? Why'd we pass on Deshaun Watson? Should have picked him up, stupid. Should have picked him up. It would have been in your favor. Punt from O'Donnell. Detroit could field it at the 40. They have a very... he was tackled after a 5-yard gain. Danny Amendola goes down. In the position in which it looked as if they could have picked up at least 10, 15 on that punt return. But they're taking over at the 45. Once again, a short field, very close to Chicago. It's Chicago territory. Very precarious situation for the Chicago defense, where back-to-back drive they're faced at pretty much midfield, having to get a stop. Percy Femer says we should have traded for Cam. I believe Cam Newton will end up in Chicago next year. I think that is a premier location, either Chicago or Denver for Cam Newton, and the same thing for Teddy Bridgewater. I think Chicago should make a move rather than looking towards, free agents. Well, not free agency, but rather than looking towards, a drafting. Cam Newton and Teddy Bridgewater, those are the two hottest, guys who could possibly get a job. And also, what the hell's going on in Washington? What's going to happen with Case Keenum and everything? I'd pick him up as a good backup who can mess around and be a starter. 5-yard gain for Scarborough, picking up 5, bringing it to midfield at the 50. The matriarch Adonis is in the kitchen, so the fumes of the impending food is in my nostrils. And it's got, as Frankie would say, General Frankie from One Piece, it's got the good smell, flavor. So we'll see in due time. 2nd and 5 from midfield. David Blowjob takes the snap, looking left, pass incomplete, out of the reach of TJ Hawkinson. He's probably wishing that he was Monkey D. Luffy and a member of the Straw Hat Pirates, where he can extend his hands. I almost said his lands, like this is Mega Man. Extend his hands and catch that football, but it was out of his reach. Shane Darren says, Teddy is going to be Drew Brees' successor. I would love to say that, but Drew Brees doesn't seem to look as if he wants to retire anytime soon, and Teddy Bridgewater is going to get offered a lot of money for his performance after this particular season, so I'd highly doubt he'd turn down the money to stay as a backup. Now, granted, in the grand scheme of things, when Drew Brees does retire, you would inherit a very good football team, but as we all know, get your money now. Pass incomplete to Danny Amendola. Pass was pretty much ricocheted all over the place. You talk about balls being tipped. They went to the male strip club and they were tipping those balls dancing on the field. 4th and 5. Once again, the Lions would have to punt the ball away after being gifted a short field. What a punt! What a punt! It takes a backwards bounce from inside the 5, and it's fielded at the 8. What a way to not go into the end zone. The football was almost picked off by Chicago. That would have been a very, very good play from their defense. They at least need a spark to get things going. But we're sitting at 14-7 in favor of the Detroit Lions here on our Thanksgiving edition of football. Thanksgiving afternoon, Thursday afternoon, situation of football. And David Blowjob was actually the last quarterback to beat Ohio State when he played with Purdue, throwing for 378 and 3 TDs. Hand off to David Montgomery Burns. He's going to pick up what appears to be 5 to set up 2nd and 5 from what should be the 19-yard line. Pardon me, what should be the 14-yard line. Sorry about that. 2nd and 6. Chase Gaddy puts $4.99 on it. Says, keep up the good work and never stop the return of the Mac in the commentary. As long as there are Macs, there will be Mark Morrison. Matt Nagy in his 2nd career season as Bears head coach, he is 17 in 10. I should say 17 and 10. I don't know why I said in 10. You can't put 17 in 10. I mean, you can, then you're going to have decimals. Why are we talking about math right now? Whatever the case is, that's the end of one. Barry Sanders in the house. We see bald Lions fans painting their heads as they're enjoying Thanksgiving. I would hope that you are as well. Has your family started coming around? Has your children gotten out of their beds? Is there Thanksgiving football at your house? Do your family have Thanksgiving football? These are questions that can be answered in the next coming minutes, but I'll tell you what you can do in the next coming seconds. Download that Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. It is absolutely free on the iPhone in the App Store. Download it and listen to me live on Hot Mic synced with your television, where we give power to the creators and you listen to the broadcaster of your choice. And if you're watching on Hot Mic, it's your first time tuning into Hold My Nugget Studios, do me a favor, consider clicking that follow button. We do this live stream at least twice every single week: Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, and we provide the commentary that the people want to hear. We keep things very entertaining. We're very interactive as we go. Feel free to either live tweet me or pull up the YouTube chat room and comment live in YouTube. All right, back to Twitter world we go. Let's see what people are saying here. Matt Ackerman says, do you believe in the curse of the Madden video game covers? Every player in those covers had bad luck. If only there was a guy that can investigate this kenjutsu. I see you meant to say genjutsu. You know what? I never really was one to believe it, but now that you start to think about it, everybody who did, be on the covers did inherit some sort of curse. So perhaps I might just investigate. I know the only person who probably did not see any substantial, thing go wrong was probably Larry Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, in the past, I'd say I haven't played Madden since that 2010. Peyton Hillis was on that cover, and then he did absolutely nothing. Jordan White's in the house. He loves to get recognition. For some apparent reason, every time Jordan White comes into the chat room, he says hi or hey at least about 37 times in succession. Your fingers must have carpal tunnel, or the sticky keys has popped up on your laptop because you've been holding Control V for some time. Okay, so we have AB, Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes did get hurt, but it wasn't something that was, substantial. AB, well, we could say it worked for him. So we'll get back to that in a bit. But we're back to kick off the second quarter. How in the world was Chicago short a man? You guys are coming into the first play of the second quarter. Good Lord. Hand off to David Montgomery Burns. He gets the pile pushed. He's going to pick up a first down to what should be the 19? Should be the 19 to get a 1st and 10 for Chicago. Tom Brady was on the cover. Which year was Tom Brady on the cover of Madden? Was that 2007? 16, maybe. Maybe that was 16. Calvin Johnson was on the cover as well. I could not tell you since 2010. The last one that I remember was Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald. I remember Peyton Hillis was 2012, but outside of that, I couldn't tell you. I know there was a Barry Sanders edition. I think that was like Madden 25. Pick up a 5 from Tariq Cohen. Chicago midget moving the ball a little bit closer for the Bears to set up favorable, second down sort of situation. Typical Gamer 2002 says, Bears are a joke. Can't even get the right amount of people on the field. I am right there with you. It is very odd coming into the top of the second quarter to still be short a man on the field. What was that guy doing? Was he participating in the Dwayne Haskins challenge, taking selfies with fans on the sideline when you're supposed to be on the field? 2nd and 5 for Mitch Trubisky. Sends a man in motion. This is set up to be a run, play action fake. Do not hit Miller. He'd escape one defender. He'd pass it and connect with Miller, but he fumbles on the play. It's going to be squirted out, but recovered by Chicago. Holy Toledo. Detroit should have came away with that football, but their hands just for decoration. They cannot detect balls. But wait a minute. The Lions are saying that they have it. I say it's a clear recovery for the Bears. 69 fell on that ball. No pun intended. Good Lord, he lost the football. He's only got one hand in there. How did he lose it? That is a shame. That is an utter shame. Recovered by Detroit. Let's take a look at this replay here. Play action fake. Trubisky in motion. He'd escape one defender. He'd connect with Miller. Miller would catch it. He would immediately get hurt after making a football move. Fumble on the play. It'd be recovered by, I believe I went to school with Cowherd. Yes, I did. I went to junior high with number 69. Yes, indeed, I did. Yeah. I remember him now. But yeah, the pass would be oh wow, there should have been a flag for helmet to helmet. Good Lord. There should have been a flag for helmet to helmet. Wait a minute. There's the fumble. Do we categorize that as a football move? What the hell is a fumble in the NFL? How did this man not get the football? Aaron Sherwood puts $1.99 on it, says this game is the Bears season in a nutshell. Absolutely it is. Oh my Lord. What is going on here? Trubisky gets absolutely leveled to no flag. There was no helmet to helmet. It was shoulder pad from what I'm seeing here to helmet, but that should be illegal. There should be no contact to the helmet in this game. So that should have been a flag. But they're reviewing to see if that was a fumble. You know what? Now, the more that I look at this replay, the more I start to say, you know what? That wasn't a fumble. Because does that categorize or constitute as a football move? One would wonder what happened. Whatever says, can they challenge the hit? No, they cannot challenge a hit. They can only challenge the fumble, but you don't need to because all turnovers are reviewed. So most likely what's going to happen here is either Chicago will maintain possession or the football will be given to Detroit. We will find out. Back to Twitter world we go. Tevin Norman says, bro, you're funny as hell. I appreciate you. Bitter Samuel says, nah, just being slow. My bad. I see that you are slow. Okay, slowpoke, or you've ran into the Foxy Pirates and they hit you with the no beam. All right, that's a one-piece joke for people who are into anime. Desmond Edmond says, gotta get ready to meet the fam for Thanksgiving, so I can't watch the live stream right now. But I hope you and everyone out there enjoyed this day and enjoy these games. Appreciate you, Chiseled. I appreciate you, Desmond Edmond, for always tuning in. That is Desmond Edmond on Twitter and also here in the YouTube chat room as well. Tyson says, I felt like Lamar Jackson will get a snub for the MVP. Well, it depends. Him and Russell Wilson are both balling. They are balling. So if one of them gets it and the other doesn't, then all right. If they could be a co-MVP situation, the last time we saw co-MVPs, I believe it was Peyton Manning and Steve McNair. Yes, I believe it was Peyton Manning and Steve McNair in 2003, and then Brett Favre and Barry Sanders in 1997. Before that, I could not tell you if there was another situation. I cannot recall if there was another situation with co-MVPs, but maybe there might be a co-MVP situation. Travis says, you're using hot mic so I can hear you. Y'all using hot mic so you can hear Chiseled Adonis do live commentary. I believe he is sending that out to people. Yes, I appreciate you, Travis, letting the people know. All right. Bushwick says, happy Thanksgiving to everybody today, even my favorite comedian and sports analyst, Chiseled Adonis. I appreciate you, Bushwick. It appears there is no fumble on the play. Caught by Miller, he did not make the football move nor determine enough possession of the football to be considered a reception. But that hit on Mitch Trubisky was relatively brutal. And look at the referee just standing right there, not even throwing a flag. Matt Nagy is not happy. 3rd and 5 from the 25, where the Bears are 0 for 2 thus far. Trubisky over the middle connects with his man Allen Robinson, moving the chains, but wait, there is laundry on the field. Might just be defensive holding. Oh, there's illegal contact, but that will be declined. The Bears will take the yardage rather than what will be gifted to them. DeLontre Wilson says, Chiseled Adonis, my guy, love your commentary. Keep grinding, my dude. Your WWF, WWE references be the funniest thing ever. I appreciate you for tuning in. Trevor Chaput, Says, happy Thanksgiving, Chiseled Adonis. Thanks for helping me through hard times. Keep up the amazing work. I appreciate you, Trevor. I'm glad I could get you through whatever dark place you may have been at. That is what we do it for here in Hold My Nugget Studios. We bring joy and laughter to everybody who tunes in. On 1st and 10, Mitchell Trubisky connects with his man, picking up 7 yards and setting up second and 3 as he connect with Wims. And now can the Bears take advantage of the phantom fumble and go into the end zone to even up this score, or possibly settle for Eddie Pinheiro field goal and cut their deficit to 4? We'll find out in a little bit. So far, their pass selection, or I should say their play selection, has been 6 running plays, 11 passing plays. And make that 12, as Chicago Midget would catch the ball on the deep left side of the field and pick up a first down for the Chicago Bears, going in to Lions territory for Tariq Cohen. Look at the play action here. I believe this is the last play, 2 plays ago. Yes, indeed it was. But 1st and 10 for the Chicago Bears, now in Lions territory. Ethan Gellin says, I love you, no homo. Well, I love you right back. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Trubisky takes the snap, play action fake, rolling towards his right, looks back towards his left, throws it to David Montgomery. He would make one Lion miss. He gets one block out in front. He picks up 9, setting up 2nd and 1 from what should be the 39-yard line. You talk about a guy who can make people miss. I believe in college, David Montgomery led the NCAA in missed tackles, or I should say breaking tackles. So him having a little bit of a wiggle to sneak away from Lions is not surprising to me, nor alarming. Trevor Chaput says, I'm one of the only people to get his last name right on the first time. So I assume it's Chaput or Chaput. I amaze you every time. Well, thank you very much. That is high praise. And we're going to get a first down for Chicago. Let's take one look at Twitter world. Hoodies A says, what's good with you, Adonis? How's your day going, man? I am having a good day thus far. I had a scheduled post later for tonight with a little bit of a clip from my one of my old stand-up performances where I did a push-up competition with a guy in the crowd. That was a fun little situation. I probably could have stretched this entire thing out to 10 minutes. Well, not 10 minutes, but 5 minutes. But I decided when I was in the moment, hey, I got some other stuff I wanted to talk about, so let me not stretch it out. But I'm post that later tonight. I think about 7 o'clock. In between both games, right after the Cowboys in Buffalo and right before Atlanta and New Orleans. But yeah, Hoodies A, that's how my day is going. David Montgomery appears to have picked up 8, but there's laundry on the field. Illegal hands to the face. No, illegal block in the back. There we are. Let's see what Wims had. I believe he tried to do a crackback here. Indeed, he did have a block in the back, full arm extension. And the hilarity in it is that David Montgomery made him miss anyway. Well, granted, he got pushed in the back, so no wonder he would end up missing and going in the wrong direction. So that should be setting up a 1st and 17 situation for the Chicago Bears. Mitchell Trubisky sitting at the 43-yard line. 1st and 17, handoff to Tariq Cohen. Does not get the blocks he needs. Goes down for a gain of 2, and yet again we have laundry on the field. Good Lord, more penalties than a shootout in the World Cup. What is going on right now? What is happening right now? Personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the offense. The Bears are shooting themselves in the foot. Call them Stewie Griffin and Brian Griffin somewhere on a Family Guy episode, because they shooting themselves in the foot. And there was a hold. Oh, no, that was just a hold. I believe the hand ended up going into the face mask. That's just a regular routine hold. Tyler Claremont puts 199 on it. Says Ryan or Rodgers. If we're talking about who's the better quarterback, Aaron Rodgers by a mile. Who's the better quarterback to start for this upcoming game? Aaron Rodgers. If we're talking fantasy, he's playing against the lowly Giants, in contrast of the Ryan taking on an angry Saints team. Miller picks up what should be about 4, but that was first and 32. So they're going to set up second and most likely 28. Didn't we see the Bears have a first and 40 situation earlier this season, I believe, against Green Bay? What is the deal with this just common trend of penalty after penalty after penalty? Second and 26 from the 48-yard line, but the 48-yard line of Chicago. Mitch Trubisky an empty. Pass over the middle. One-hand catch from Tariq Cohen. They would pick up probably 8 or 9 on this play. You talk about sure hands. What a great catch from him. But still, they have a ways to go. Very good concentration. You know, I've always wanted to play a Thanksgiving football game, or just have like one of those, you know, you go to a field and, you know, your family goes and plays. But I don't have too many athletes, at least in my family here in New York. They're probably in different sort of areas. Whatever the deal is, they may not be here in New York. 3rd and 17. Trubisky takes the snap. Pass over the middle. It's going to be caught by Wims, but he goes a little bit backwards. And they're probably going to be short by about 6 yards. Inside the 35 now, if that is indeed the case, and they're at about the 32-yard line, do you send out Eddie Pinheiro for what should be about a 49, 50-yard field goal? Let's take a look at where the ball would be fielded. It's definitely caught beyond. It's caught exactly at the 30. He retreats back to about the 32. So if you add the 17 yards for the field goal, that would set up 49-yard field goal, or perhaps a 50-yard field goal. But do you trust Eddie Pinheiro to do that with 8:13 left to play in the first half? Since you're sitting there at 4th and 5 after having a 1st and 32 situation. So I must commend Chicago for being able to get within a 4th and 5. But if I'm them, do I risk Eddie Pinheiro missing a field goal and giving the the Detroit Lions a short field once again? Evidently, that is not what Coach Nagy wants to risk. So he's keeping Mitch Trubisky out there. Instead of it being 4th and 5, it's 4th and 6. Perhaps he's going to hard count it here to see if Detroit will go off sides. But they only have 2 timeouts left, so it would not be favorable to go out here and just try to fake and waste a timeout. They're in trips towards the right. If I was them, I would have Tariq Cohen run a slant over the middle. There's the, no, they're all condensed. They're all condensed. Pass is incomplete. But there's flag on the play. So we will see what is happening. All right, let's see what is happening. We have flag on the play. We'll see what is going on. And in Hold My Nugget Studios, it appears that, oh, wow, there is a false start situation. So they will still have an opportunity to at least go for it, I guess. It's 4th and 11 now, so I guess they're going to have to settle for a 50-plus yard field goal. Barry Sanders is coming into the booth on your television, but unfortunately, he's going to be there with commentators you don't want to hear. So you're probably going to want to hear your favorite commentator, that being the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. So what you're going to do is download that Hot Mic app, use the promo code Adonis, and watch me live on Hot Mic in real time, in contrast to what's happening on YouTube, where we're delayed by about a minute. That an illegal formation. Like, what the hell was the Bears doing? Understanding the down and distance, it being 4th down, what are you guys doing not having your stuff set? That makes absolutely no sense to me. It is ridiculously ludicrous at that. Get it together. Rodrigo Blankenship is the blind Cody Parkey. JT 103, you are absolutely correct. BSP Gene says his commentary is better than whatever is on the game. Check out my boy. I appreciate you, my brother. I will retweet that. All right. Darius DB says, seeing as though he's playing for Chicago, we should start calling David Montgomery We should start calling him David Montgomery Ward, commercial included. Wow, that's hilarious. All right. Gary, the undefeated of the East, says, in your opinion, what anime character would you say AB is? Also, who would win in a fight, Myles Garrett or Sasuke? Well, I'll answer the latter first. Sasuke would wipe the floor with Myles Garrett. As for what anime character AB would be, oh boy, what anime character would AB be? Who is somebody who shoots themselves in the foot and then blames other people? I feel as if it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I cannot recall. Who would, more importantly, what anime would I even go towards? I can't use him as Usopp. What anime character would, oh, good lord. That's a tough one. I'm going to think about that. I'll get back to you. I'm going to think about that. I'll see what anime character. That's a very good question. That is a very good question. I'm going to repeat that. Thoughts? Let people, I'll see what people have to say about that. Somebody, Sean Foster says Bakugo. You know what? That's a good one. AB could be Bakugo. Eelnats17 says Hercule. I can't necessarily go Hercule because Hercule was not the best. He was the best fighter amongst humans, but when the Z fighters and everybody else showed up, he couldn't match. AB was still, one of the better players in the league, if not the best player in the league in 2017. So we'll see. Oh, Barry Sanders is on the screen. In my opinion, the greatest running back to have ever played in the NFL. No disrespect to Jim Brown, no disrespect to Walter Payton, no disrespect to Emmitt Smith. But Barry Sanders was pure talented as it comes. To run for 1,500 yards or I should say 15,000 yards in 10 seasons is astronomically good. All right, nobody's even close to this man when it comes to just talent. And probably right now the most talented back in the league is probably Saquon Barkley, and he can be the second coming of Barry Sanders if he could stay healthy, because since that injury, Saquon has not been looking the same. But if you look at some of these Barry Sanders highlights, it's just ridiculous. Like before I got ready for games in high school, I would watch highlights of Barry Sanders, and my body would feel lighter. I'd feel like I can bounce on my feet. All right, but 2nd and 7 from the 35. For Detroit with 7:38 left to play. Handoff to Scarborough. He picks up 2 on the play, setting up what should be 3rd and 5. Kid 1v1 says Vegeta from DBZ would be AB. I can't necessarily go Vegeta, because Vegeta, although as stubborn as he is, he at least acknowledges his wrongdoings. It may take him some time, but he acknowledges it. AB, he doesn't. Big K 705 says I'm gonna say Adult Gohan. I can't. Adult Gohan is very, very passive, and he doesn't really complain too much, so I can't necessarily go there. David Blowjob connects with Johnson to move the chains, but it's not Carry On Johnson, is it? It's a Johnson nonetheless. They've got some dildos in the backfield out there in Detroit. Picking up the first down, keeping the chains moving. All right. Let's see who we got on in Twitter world. Dylan Dunn says should have been a flag for roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness. Yeah, absolutely correct with that helmet hit. Bean says they're going to ask Lamar to be on the Madden cover and he's going to reject it. You know what? He might, because Lamar is kept up with at least with what the youth have to say about like Madden and all the other stuff. Probably going to be a first down, or not first down pickup, but a 5-yard gain for Detroit. The most rushing yards all time. Emmitt Smith with 18,355. Walter Payton with 16,726. Frank Gore with 15,289, and then Barry Sanders at 15,000 himself. So there's only been 4 running backs who have eclipsed 15,000 yards. And shout out to Frank Gore for passing Barry Sanders this past weekend. And Frank Gore has been a class act since he first entered the league from Miami. Pass down the field. Good Lord. It's caught in betwixt 2 Bears defenders by Kenny Golladay. Happy Golladay holiday. This man cannot be covered. This time he does it on the All-Pro. That's not Prince Amukamara, ladies and gentlemen. That is Kyle Fuller that just got beat. Ha Clinton Dix came a little bit late. What a pass from David Blowjob. You talk about a good pass, right on the money. This man does not carry any change in his wallet except dimes. You talk about a good pass. Good Lord. K. Johnson 02 says AB is more like Yamcha. I can't say Yamcha because Yamcha was never once a threat to anybody. AB was killing defenses. We got to keep into account, actions and also performance when we're talking about these characters here. Pass right betwixt the hands of, a Lions receiver, or I believe that to be their tight end. It nearly picked off, but there's laundry on the field once again. Let's see what's going to happen. 5:01 left to play. It appears there must have been a holding call. Indeed there was. And it's coming back on Taylor Decker. But there's a lot of questions that I have about this Chicago secondary because they're not playing their best football right now. Guys are getting open. People are getting beat on double moves. Communication doesn't seem to be at anywhere near a high. Haitian Nate says AB is Frieza. That's hilarious. That's a possibility. AB could be Frieza. Thus far, there's only been 5 accepted penalties all day. Wow. I think Blow got hit on this attempt of a screen pass that ended up being incomplete, 2nd and 20. The pass was extremely low. You talk about balls at the feet. It was early puberty on that pass. I'm going to scoot closer to the camera. Gamer's Companion says Bakugo acknowledges his wrongdoing later on. I'm going to say AB is more like Killua from Hunter x Hunter. It's funny. I still have yet to watch Hunter x Hunter. I have it bookmarked literally. If I wanted to put the display of my computer up and my bookmarks for you, I would. I've had it here bookmarked for 2.5 years. I never had the time to sit there and watch it. Or I can't even say I never had the time. When I did have time to go and binge watch shows, for some apparent reason, I did not watch Hunter x Hunter when I should have. I binge watched the entire series of Seinfeld. Overlooked Hunter x Hunter. It was hilarious. But 3rd and 15 from the 19-yard line for the Detroit Lions. David Blow here, who's pretty much had not really had to deal with too much from the Chicago defense, who come on a 4-man pass rush. Blow going towards the end zone. Pass would be broken up, but there's flags on the play. You know what? There's hand fighting from both players. I think they're going to call this defensive pass interference, but let's take a look at the replay. That was going towards Golladay once again. Yes, indeed, that is pass interference on the defense. 1st and goal from the 1. You talk about holding on. This man was listening to some Bow Wow. He was listening to some Luther Vandross. You can't be out here holding people like that. That was terrible coverage. Did they call it on offense? Oh, no, they still haven't came to a conclusion yet. Both officials said it was on each. You know what? They're both holding each other. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, they're both holding each other. It was a first dance at a wedding. This might just be offensive and defensive pass interference. Pass interference on defense. Pass interference on offense. They were both simultaneously hugging each other and also trying to get each other off of each other. This was a very odd form of coitus here during Thanksgiving football. Evidently, people are out here trying to procreate during football. There's no reason why you should be holding each other like that. Their nipples were against each other. Chest plates together. It was as if they strapped their shoulder pads on each other. Offsetting penalties is going to be 3rd and 15. You know what? I'm right there with you, Doc. Says it's a good call. I am right there with you. 3rd and 15 from the 19. Trips towards the left. Blow takes the snap. He escapes the pass rush, rolling towards his right. He throws the football away. They're going to have to settle for a Matt Prater field goal. Given they're at the 19, but oh no, wait a minute. Slow your roll. There's some penalties. There's a little bit of laundry on the field once again. With 4:06 left to play, let's hear what the officials call for this particular play. Could there be holding? Could there be a late hit? Oh, no, there's a late hit. What was he doing? Is that Floyd? Is that Floyd? Oh, what was he doing? Bonehead play, roughing the passer. Did not need to happen. Could have set up 3. And here you are in a first and goal situation. This should be spotted at the 4 since it's a 15-yard penalty. What was he doing? That was not smart whatsoever. You just put your... I think it's half the distance to the goal, most likely. Yeah, they put it half the distance to the goal. So he's going to have the football at the 9. Hand off to Johnson. Does not get enough blocks. Probably going to mess around and pick up 3. He's still chugging his feet, but not moving forward. What a bonehead. Call him, what is it, Sideshow Mel? Is he the guy who has the bone in his head from The Simpsons? I think it's Sideshow Mel. What is the matter with this man? I just don't understand it. Why would you do that? This is the things that come down to coaching. You would expect to see that from a team like the Cleveland Browns, from a team like the Dallas Cowboys, from teams where you see the coaches don't have a hold on their team. Well, damn it. That's ridiculous. On 3rd and 15, pass being thrown out of bounds, you still push the quarterback down. Pass quick to Marvin Jones, incomplete. He's going to be asking himself in the huddle, what happened to my hands? What's wrong with him? Shadow Cage says AB is the Black Zetsu. That is hilarious. Highly plausible. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the Hot Mic app. If you don't have the app, download it on the Apple App Store. We don't have it for the Play Store on Android just yet, but click those download links in the chat room. Utilize the promo code Adonis. The app is completely free. And listen to me live and in real time on Hot Mic. And if you're tuned in on Hot Mic, I appreciate you for tuning in. Consider giving a follow if you have not followed already. Pass incomplete, thrown away on 3rd and goal. Luckily, Chicago's defense can hold, and Matt Prater comes in for a closer field goal than what it was 3 plays ago. Big K705 says AB is Naruto. Absolutely not. I am headed back to Twitter and seeing what the people have to say. All right, Net Strike says because screw Joe Buck. Absolutely. Brandon Chewy Black says, as far as I know, on the double covers, because there was another one split between 2 athletes. One gets hit with the curse. However, it's not just injuries. It's also if the athlete has their worst statistical season. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Field goal is good for Matt Prater, giving the Lions a 17-7-10 point lead. Okay. Oh, that was Sideshow Mel. All right, cool. JL103 says Sideshow Mel was the replacement for Sideshow Bob after he tried to kill Bart. So who's the guy who has that bone in his head who goes along with Krusty the Clown? I think his hair is like teal or something like that. I got to remember what that guy's name is. But Travis says, did you find it? I think he's speaking with those other guys about the commentary. Hoodie Zay says, when is the next Hold My Nuggets podcast? Because I'm not trying to go to class next without something to listen to. Adobe is annoying as... Okay, that is coming up next week. We would have loved to do it this week, but most likely we were going to do it this Friday, but could not happen. I got a show in Harlem, and Marv Glover, he's leaving to go to Ohio for a show. So we were a bit we were a little bit booked and busy this week, so we could not get it done. Obviously, stand-up takes precedence, I guess, in front of the podcast, so we could not record this week. But we'll be back next week on the Hold My Nuggets YouTube channel. I'm doing a video later. I might just do it this afternoon just to let you guys know, hey, we got the Hold My Nuggets YouTube channel that is up. We have the, matter of fact, I will put the link in the description here on YouTube for the Hold My Nuggets YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed already, this is the channel URL. There it is. All right, so here it is in the chat room. Do me a favor, everybody here, go over to this. Just click that YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Hold My Nuggets YouTube. There it is right there for the podcast. The entirety of the podcast will be uploaded there from now on. No longer will we be uploading the full episodes on myself and Marv Glover's respectable, or individual YouTube channels. We're just going to put up clips there to, siphon the people over to the official, Hold My Nuggets, YouTube channel. Also, we got ourselves a Twitter. We got a Twitter now, a Instagram, and also a Facebook. All those links are in the description. A new episode of the podcast. If you've missed any episode between 1 and 16, we'll have 2 episodes premiering every single day until next Thursday. So if you've missed any episode, I believe one premiered today at 10 a.m. The next one's premiering tonight at 6 or at 7. Cordero Patterson taking the field goal. He'd return it out to the 36-yard line. Yet another good return from him, putting the Bears in a better position than a touchback. The podcast is on Spotify. Hold My Nuggets is on Spotify. It is on a Apple Podcast. It is also on let me see. Let me click on just to see where it's at, because I have all of the links that are here. All right, cool. Here we go. We Hold My Nuggets. You can listen to it on Apple Music. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Libsyn. You can listen to it on Chartable, Pod Paradise, iVox, Podcaster. It's all over the place. 1st and 10 from the 36. Pass ricocheted into the air, incomplete. Not caught by Miller. And it's going to set up 2nd and 10 with 2:59 left to play in the first half. Can they get down the field and at least cut their deficit in half? Because the way things are set up right now, Chicago had the ball first. So you don't want to not get a score here, give the ball back to the Lions, and now they have an opportunity to close the half and open the half with a score. We saw this past Monday with Baltimore. They went down the field. They scored just before halftime. They came out in the second half and then put points on the board again. If you're a team that does not receive the kick in the second half, you best do your best to either have a very long drive to close out the half or put some points on the board. 2:30 left to play. 3rd and 6 for the Chicago Bears, whose offense has been absolutely, damn near. They're victims of a lobotomy. Well, then again, not really victims, because who the hell just goes out giving lobotomies against people's will? All right, from the 40, Mitch Trubisky takes the snap. Going down the field, he'd connect with a full outstretched arm of Miller to move the chains and keep the drive alive with 2:13 left to play in this first half. Sensational out route, corner route from Miller. Completely beat Coleman. That was my favorite route when I played in high school and in college as well. That running that corner, I run the corner. I give that little wiggle. Oh man, I loved it. I want to play semi-pro for one more season. Don't quote me on it. I don't know when. Well, then I don't know why I said one more season. I never played semi-pro, but I just want to play for one season with my guys and just that, that last hurrah. 2 minutes left to play. I'm not sure why time elapsed. He did get out of bounds. That was very odd, but good pass from Trubisky. They're moving the chains. 2 minutes left to play. They need points here. Whether it be 3 or 7, either one will be acceptable, but they definitely need to get points here. Back to Twitter we go. All right. Darius DB says Antonio Brown would be Hercules / Mr. Satan. I addressed that. Alex Blair, who always tunes into the live, and I appreciate you. My thoughts are that I'm thankful for that game highlight commentary live. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Bruz, or is it Bruz? I think it's Bruzmo from Nigeria. Says maybe Killer B, strong but such a goof he can't be taken seriously. I get what you're trying to say, but I don't think so. Bitter Samurai says all my answers have been taken. Jamal says AB is Vegeta in the beginning of GBZ because Vegeta was all talking, his ego screwed him over. You are correct. In the beginning, you are absolutely correct. His ego did screw him over. You know what? I think I can lean more towards Vegeta. Young Vegeta versus, older Vegeta. Travis says, AB is Aurelia, a joke character that's ridiculously overpowered. That is hilarious. I remember when I unlocked Aurelia when I was playing Budokai Tenkaichi. I'm actually looking at the case as we speak. Somebody had her as a password character, and I was fighting against them because I'm like, yeah, I could beat anybody in this game. And all of a sudden, I couldn't even take them because I think on those games when you have like the ridiculously high health, it's blue. It's so high, it's crazy, and I'm fighting. How can't I beat Aurelia? This is a little girl who runs like this. I can't defeat this character. I felt so embarrassed. It was hilarious. So somebody put a gif of Aurelia. You Travis, you out of line. You out of line, Travis. Somebody take Travis' phone, man. Hoodie Zay says AB is like Nico Robin when she met the Straw Hats, a traitor. That's hilarious. Talk about a sensational moment during the show when she was CP9 had her and then Luffy told her say that you want to live. That was a very emotional moment. One of my friends cried. I didn't. Because no gun stuff, he cried. But then again, no. Why would I say that? I'm not Jamaican, I'm Haitian. All right, but 1st and 10, 2 minutes left to play from the 48-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Somebody might say, well, the game's over already. With at 2:02, 2 minutes left to play. 1st and 10. Trubisky got some time, rolling towards his left, escapes the pass rush. He's not going to be able to get away on his feet, but he does connect Miller to pick up 10. They're going to give him the forward progress, keep the chains moving. We've got a first down for Chicago. They're going to the 38-yard line. 1:40 left to play. 2 timeouts in favor of the Bears. The Lions still have all 3 of their timeouts. I would run a draw play here. But Trubisky over the middle connects with Wims. Better call than I would have made because he carries it inside of the 20. He's down at the 18. Chicago moving the chains. There should have been illegal hands to the face on the Chicago offensive line. Somebody had their paw in betwixt, the opening in somebody's face mask. As you can tell from this point, I really do enjoy saying in betwixt rather than saying in between. Javon Wims got 3 catches for 37 yards. Trubisky over the middle once again to Allen Robinson. Moving the ball down the field. I think he should be down at the 16. No, they're probably going to mark him at the 14. Yes, they did. 2nd and 4. No, in fact, they marked him at the 13. 2nd and 4. On this drive, Trubisky is 4 of 5 for 47 yards. There's the pass over the middle. No, it's going towards the left. The one-hand snag could not be pulled down by Miller. It's incomplete. 3rd and 4. I like this call. I like the pass being a little bit back shoulder. Miller could have gotten a little bit more outside. I cannot blame the pass. That's just one of those things where you're just not in sync on that particular route. Now that they're sitting at 3rd and 4, knowing that they've utilized that middle of the field, what I would like to see here, given that they're in empty right now, you got a Trimps bunch to the left, you got Twins on the right side, Cohen coming in motion. Let's see what the linebackers do. They're dropping. You could utilize the middle of the field to Wims. You should find Wims. Trubisky uses his feet. He's not going to, oh my Lord, he runs wide. Why in the world did he do that? He could have picked up the first down if he ran forward and took a little bit of contact, but I guess he was wondering about the injury to his shoulder a little bit earlier. If you take a look at the replay here, Trubisky could have just ran forward and slid. At the 10, he did not. Because remember, the play stops when you start the slide. He decided, I'm going to run a little bit more west. Rather than go forward and run through the linebacker, he did not. That could have been a first down. I'm not a fan of the decision of Trubisky not going. Just go forward. You don't need to go east and west. You run north and south. It's going to be 4th and 3 instead of being a 4th and 1 situation. Those are yardage that he could have had. That shows signs of a very young quarterback. He could have easily picked up that first down. I'm sorry. I understand in Madden, you'd probably run and then, protect the football and go down. This ain't Madden. This is real life. People get hit. You feel those injuries for real. But Mitch Trubisky should have picked up that first down. You're a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Understand the down and distance. This was entirely on him. This drive should have continued to go. You still had 2 timeouts. So, hell, even if you took a hit, you could have utilized a timeout right there. Foolish decision. That's going to force Eddie Pinheiro to line up for what should be a 30-yard field goal to cut the deficit to 7. Pinheiro kicks it through the uprights. It's good. Chicago cuts that deficit down to 7. 10-17 in favor of the Detroit Lions here on, Thursday afternoon on a Thanksgiving Day. We should have saw Mitch Trubisky go and pick up that first down. But once again, this is why a bunch of people have questions about, hey, you should have drafted Mahomes. Hey, you should have went and drafted Deshaun Watson. That was a complete mental error. Moody Booty says, I've only gotten here and there's already too many penalties. Can somebody throw these refs some zebra treats if that exists? Fly Guy Gray 58 says AB is a low-leveled Broly. That's hilarious. Moody Booty says, by the way, happy Thanksgiving, of course. Hope you're doing well, my man. I am doing sensational. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving as well. David Radler, AB is a live version of Yamcha. That's hilarious, but I do not think he'd be Yamcha. Jamal says Melvin Van Horn is the Melvin Van Horn is the bonehead dude. Ah, that's right. Okay. That's a hilarious photo. Somebody sent me the photo of him. I think that was Mel. Yeah, they sent me the photo of him. Golly, that guy's funny. C.J. Lloyd. Trubisky is really getting outplayed by a third-string QB. Absolutely. Arzen from Bleach. I haven't. No, he said Eisen from Bleach. I haven't watched Bleach. When I was younger and I got into Naruto Shippuden around 2007, I believe that's when it started, I was about to start watching Bleach. But at that time, I said, you know what? I don't want to watch anything English subbed. And I said, I don't want to. I'm just going to wait for the dub to start. And then people told me the Bleach dub sucked. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to watch Bleach. I should have watched it in 2007. Now there's a ton of episodes. I don't have the time to do it. Because, you got stand-up, I got shows, got live streams, I got stuff to do. Maybe in the football off-season, I'll get into more anime because I'll have more, control of that schedule. Bitter Samurai says Aurelia is funny as hell. Absolutely. Hoodie Zay says I said that because it makes sense. Every organization she was with went down, and as always, dangerous character before she showed her loyalty in the CP9 situation. You know what? That is fair. I believe. That's a first down for Scarborough. The Lions going to utilize their timeout. 15 seconds left to play. 1st and 10. The Lions trying to add at least a field goal and get into Matt Prater range. If you recall, Matt Prater did connect on, I believe he has the longest field goal in NFL history at 64 yards. Did he kick that with Denver or did he kick that with the Lions? Whatever the case is, I know it's Matt Prater who has the longest field goal in history. They're probably going to pull up the stats as we speak. Yes, indeed. Career long, 64 yards. I was correct. This season, it was 55 yards was the distance. Matt Prater's got a leg on him. He can boot it. And the kick from 64, I think like that, it looked like it could have been good from 70. Whatever the case is, David Blowjob looking to probably step up in the pocket. He's sacked. All right, Raquan Smith gets to him, and I think that's the first sack on the day for either quarterback, and we're going to go to halftime. The Lions say, screw it. We're not even going to try to attempt. And we're going to halftime in favor of the Detroit Lions, 17-10 lead as Detroit at home hold it down at the home front. If you didn't know about the scoring, game opened up with Cordero Patterson, 57-yard, kick return to the 50. That would set up, Mitch Trubisky to go down the field with ease, connect with Allen Robinson on a 10-yard score, only to see the Lions answer ridiculously fast, where David Blowjob connected with Kenny Galladay, 75-yard TD. The Bears went back onto the field. They did absolutely nothing, only to see the Lions go back down the field and find their way into the end zone. I believe it was a touchdown pass to Marvin Jones. Yes, indeed it was. It was a touchdown pass to Marvin Jones. Then after that, the Bears did a whole lot of nothing. The Lions put another 3 points on the board, took the 17-7 lead. Then we recently saw the Bears go down the field. Mitch Trubisky failed to go and pick up that first down that he should have picked up, leading to a Eddie Pinheiro field goal, cutting the deficit down to 7 points. And that's where we sit at halftime. I'm going to go right through the Twitter, some of the tweets over here, and then once I get to the top, I will be taking a little bit of a break myself. Dylan Epstein says AB is Inosuke from Demon Slayer. That's funny. My friend was watching Demon Slayer. I was supposed to get into it. I think I watched the first 2 episodes here on YouTube. Name a more iconic rivalry. I'll wait. And Hoodie Zay shares that with AB looking at AB. That's hilarious. Josh Sherman says, yo, did you make that app? Always love it when people invent stuff. I did not make the app. However, I am blessed to have been considered considered to be put on the app, because I truly believe this is groundbreaking stuff, man. I think this app can be to commentary what Twitch was to gaming. I think this app can be, giving power to creators the same way YouTube did to creators as well. Because now, given that all sports do have broadcasters, right? You substitute that broadcaster with any sort of broadcaster of your choosing. It's not like you're just obligated to come to the app and watch one person. You get to select any broadcaster that's there, all right? And you can tune in. So if there's somebody who you're listening to, I don't feel like listening to this guy, all right, bam, I could tune into this girl. And more importantly, this gives power to diversity as well, because if you wanted an all-female, a broadcasting team, and you don't have to wait for these major networks to make it happen, you could just hop on Hot Mic and you got a whole female team. Or hell, if you want to be a broadcaster, now you have an opportunity if you got that following. So it does give that it gives that power to the creator to, be able to branch out and give the people what they want to hear. And more importantly, you don't have to listen to what was already, set up on the screen, because they have their talking points. Chris Collinsworth, Al Michaels, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, all those guys coming into the game, they have what they want to talk about. So why not listen to somebody who will bring something that's completely different? And on top of that, Hot Mic has a live chat room, so you're interacting with the broadcasters, and the broadcasters interacting with the audience. If you simulcast and put it on YouTube like I am right now, I talk back and forth with you in the chat room. We got the live Twitter going, so then bam, on Twitter, talk back with the tweets. It's a perfect experience, because not only do you feel like you're just watching the game, you're watching the game with me in real time. So although I did not invent the app, damn it, I am overjoyed and ecstatic. I'm filled with jubilance that I have an opportunity to be a part of the app. To answer your question, Josh, Alex, did Trubisky's GPS reroute on the way to the first down marker? Did his GPS reroute on the way to the first down marker? I feel like that play deserves a Chiseled Adonis highlight all by itself. You know what? I would, given the situation, but if I wasn't live right now, I probably would have did a quick video. Hell, I probably could go to commercial break, then make a quick video, but I'm not going to. I'll just address it in the commentary tomorrow at 5. Oh, and also, I usually do the Thursday afternoon games, or the Thursday games right after the game. I'm not doing that today. I'm just going to do all 3 of today's games together in one commentary for tomorrow. So it's just going to be one huge video. It might end up elapsing over 20 minutes, because I feel like all the games today will be good, so it won't be a shortage of highlights. Moody Booty says AB's kids going to end up like Patrick from SpongeBob if he continues to be whining like a little punk. You know what? You are correct. I do have a little bit of a fear for his children. Now, I'm not one to go talk on another person's child. I'll never do that. But regarding how AB's lack of taking accountability is going to be very tough, because your children will watch. Now, I think his oldest kid, his daughter is a sensational track runner. Sensational. So I'm just hoping this arrogance that AB has about wanting to always control everything doesn't become a hindrance on her trying to advance in track. And his son is scoring touchdowns in football now. So I just hope what AB's doing for him, he doesn't push that on his kids. But I ain't gonna tell nobody to raise their kids. That's their business. That ain't mine. Moody Booty says this is what we're all thinking when AB gets on Twitter. And he puts up a clip of CM Punk saying bitching, bitching, bitching. I'll probably put that into a commentary for something. And last but not least, Hoodie Zay says, somebody told me one day that Marv Glover sounds like SpongeBob. And I was like, I didn't hear it, but now I heard it a little bit. Yeah, you do a little bit. All right. But, yeah. Ultimately, that is where we are at halftime. The Lions have a 17-10 lead. I'm going to take myself a little bit of a break and return in about 10-15 when the game comes back. Most likely it'll be about 8 minutes. Whatever the case is, I'm going to have on the... Actually, no, it could be a little bit longer because the Brothers Osborne is coming up to perform the halftime show. And halftime shows during, special events take a little bit longer. Quick story about the Brothers Osborne. I believe they have a song Burning Man with, is it Dirks? Bentley, is that how his name's pronounced? Love that song. And currently, right now, that and also his song Living might just be my two favorite songs right now. If you want to know what genre of music I listen to, it's all of them. One day I could be listening to Britney Spears, the next day I could be listening to 50 Cent, the next day I could be listening to Chris Young, the next day I could be listening to Lady Gaga, the next day I could be listening to Meek Mill or Chief Keef. There's no sort of I hear everything. If it's good music, it's good music. Or if I'm in a mood, I'm in a mood. But yeah, I will return shortly. Do me a favor if you have not already, because we got 158 in the room. Download that Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. And if you have that iPhone, and on top of that, it's Thanksgiving. Your entire family should be around. If they're not, get them around. Grab their iPhones if they have it. Download the app on their phone. Don't even tell them you're doing it. Matter of fact, no, tell them that you're doing it. Don't just go and grab people's phones and not tell them that you're doing it. But yeah, download it on their phones. If they got one, hey, tune into this guy. You may not be listening right now, but maybe you'll listen at one point. I'll put that link in the comment section. And I'm headed to a little bit of a commercial break. If you guys have something that you're going to go munch on it and come right back in about 10:15 when the game comes back. So I will be seeing you guys in a little bit. Remember, if you got the app, go on and download it. I'll see you guys in shortly. And we are back. Good Lord, the game right in time. You talk about trying to shove food into your mouth in, in a short allotted period of time. Good Lord. I feel like I could get nauseous at one point. But we are back. Let me ask you a question. When you're eating lasagna, right? Is it one big lasagna or is it multiple lasagnas? What the deal is, somebody let me know. All right, first and 10, hand off to Scarborough. The run, his loss of 5. Good Lord, I ain't eat that fast in quite some time. Oh, good Lord. All right. It reminds me of the time when I was in junior high school. I got kicked out of all-you-can-eat buffet. This true story. Anybody who went to junior high with me, if you're watching this live, comment this. I had 13 plates at the old I think it was J&K buffet or King Star buffet, whatever the deal was. No, it was maybe China Star buffet, whatever the name was. I was 8th grade, 13 plates. They kicked me out. Hilarious. We went on a school trip. It was the story of a lifetime. Scarborough gets a very good hole. He'd pick up what appears to be 8, brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. What would set up a 3rd and 6 situation or a 3rd and 5. No huddle. The Lions were prepared for this. Blow takes the snap, rolling left. He's got time. He would not connect with Danny Amendola. Pass incomplete. The Lions are going to have to punt on their opening possession. All right. Here we are. Back to Twitter we go. Alexander Luna says, Frieza during Dragon Ball Z, 2 chances to continue living by Goku and Cyborg Frieza. Only to die due to his egos. Talking about AB. Fair enough. That is a good comparison for AB. Marshall, yo. Oh my God, you missed one of the most awkward halftime performance shows. Failure. Cried. Okay. Awkward halftime show, power failure, cringe so hard, feel bad for the ground crew, and damn, get your stuff together. I was watching from afar, but I had no clue things failed. I'm gonna go, if it was that bad, I'm gonna find the footage for the entire thing and then put it into the commentary. Moody Booty says, I could only imagine getting drafted in the 7th round, joking about being the worst rated QB in Madden on Twitter. Joke about being the worst rated QB on Madden on Twitter, then get a chance to start on the magnitude of a Thanksgiving game and lighting it up. That's the dream right there. Absolutely. Karen N says, I'd say Vegeta is vagina. I mean, early on. Wow, well, there it is. All right. AB is vagina. I mean, okay. Oh, she meant Vegeta. All right, I see what the joke was. All right. But, good Lord. Number 30 got pushed all the way to the sideline. That's some, huh? James Joseph said, who works on Turkey Day? Damn it, I do. All right. All right. Thus far, it's been somewhat of a very good game. So, boy, has anybody got some of that food into their bellies? Thus yet, it is 2:36 p.m. here on the East Coast. On the West Coast, you're sitting at what I believe to be 11:30, something around that time. So I'm very curious what that'll look like for you guys, or if guys are getting food into their stomachs. Obviously, my family is here. Luckily, I'd hope that they can't be caught up on the mic. If they are, I apologize about that. But if they're not, it appears this is a superior headset, and luckily I'm talking over them. Your new best friend says, I work here at Food Lion. All right, now are you currently at work? That's interesting. Let's see. A lot of people are still in the building. We're at 117 on Hot Mic. People are coming back into the room. And if you're watching live on Hot Mic, yes, we are live on Turkey Day. We do not take days off at Hold My Nugget Studios. But you took it off last Monday. Hey, we ain't talking about that right now. We're talking about right now. All right. But yeah, man, if you're watching on Hot Mic, I appreciate you tuning in. It's your very first time. If it's your very first time on Hold My Nugget Studios or tuning into Hold My Nugget Studios, consider following. All right, we go live at least twice a week: Thursday night football, Monday night football, from your favorite commentator, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. If you're watching on YouTube, as always, I do appreciate you. And thus far, we've had a decent first half. It started out very exciting, and it's since died down. But I'm curious to see how things will play out. Chicago coming onto the field after the Lions failed to do anything with the football. So since Chicago's only facing a 7-point deficit, I'm curious to see how they can, respond. Because you don't want to be down late in games and have Mitch Trubisky as your quarterback. I'll tell you that much. So they better go and get some points on the board on this drive. Let's see what happens. 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 37-yard line. Mitch Trubisky, 17 of 24, a TD, and I believe that was 170-some yards. Play action fake over the middle. Wide open is Allen Robinson. He gets nailed from behind, but it's enough to pick up the first down and carry the ball into Lions territory. Good Lord, look at that punt protection. This man is getting mauled. I remember those days. Golly. Allen Robinson, 6 reception, 58 yards, and a TD. Handoff to David Montgomery Burns. He finds the hole, cuts it up. He'd pick up another Chicago first down, but there's a hold on the play. Pardon me, there's a flag on the play. It might just be a hold. We'll find out momentarily. Holding on the offense. Well, there it is. That is not what you want to see on a positive yardage situation. And the hold appeared to be against, was that Flowers? Was that Trey Flowers they were holding? Apparently. Good Lord. It was a very good run, too. 1st and 20 for the Chicago Bears. They were just in Lions territory. It appears now that they should be out. 4 penalties apiece for each team, 45 yards for Chicago, 35 for Detroit. From the 41-yard line, Chicago on their side of the field. Play action fake. Mitchell Trubisky not looking towards his left to Cordero Patterson. He's looking towards his right. He'd find Javon Wims. And they would not move the chains, but it should be a pickup of 14 yards, setting up 2nd and 6, if I'm not mistaken. And if you take a look at the replay here, there was a play action fake to David Montgomery. Very good block. Trubisky rolling right. 3 defenders in that area, but he was able to find Javon Wims, making a great catch by the sideline, keeping his feet in bounds, does do the toe jag swag, and we've got 2nd and 7 from the 46-yard line. Trubisky is set to take the snap. Hand off to David Montgomery. He's rolling forward, picks up the first down. He's going to be downed at the 38-yard line, and it appears Chicago is where they once were. Moving the chains. This is very similar to what we saw on the first drive of the game, where Chicago methodically moved down the field with no sort of haste, with no sort of issue. So now we're sitting at 1st and 10. Montgomery, 8 carries for 46 yards. In favor of the Bears right now, 17-10. Here comes Chicago. 2 people in motion, which is very odd. All right, then you got the handoff to David Montgomery running towards the right in betwixt the guard and the tackle. He would pick up what appears to be 5, and then his momentum would be stopped. Let's see where the spot is. They spot it as a 3-yard gain, setting up 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line. Wait, it's 2nd and 5, so what just happened then? Because the official looked like he was going to spot it right on the hash mark at the 35-yard line. I would hope they don't get the spot wrong. And if you guys were watching the Patriots-Cowboys game last week, there was a situation where some film came out. They actually spotted it at the 33-yard line, as they should have. But got some film that came out where the sideline people were moving the chains on a Dallas drive. Pass nearly intercepted, but it is Darius Slay. What a catch. All right, showcasing why he was one of the better corners in the league, and he wants to make sure people haven't forgotten who he was. And the pass intercepted, not incomplete. Mitch Trubisky got a man, but he plays for the other team. The 2-time Pro Bowl cornerback with the INT guarding Allen Robinson across the field, and he makes sure he doesn't turn into Orochimaru. He don't need to ask what happened to his hands because he knows where his hands are, and they're holding on to a football that belongs to the Chicago Bears. Yoink. Terrible throw. Terrible throw. And now we've got a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Blowjob escapes one rusher. But it's still going to be a tackle for loss. Good Lord. What a situation. What a situation. What a sequence. Once again, Chicago shoots themselves in the foot. They shoot themselves in the foot. Slay is a beast. He is a beast. From the 39, 2nd and 12. Blowjob, play action fake to Scarborough. He's got some time. No, he escapes towards his left. He's in duress. He throws it away. It's going to be a 3rd and 12 from the 39-yard line. Will the Lions be able to take advantage of what should be a quote-unquote short field? Here's the coverage on Kenny Golladay from Amukamara all over him. There is Amendola going absolutely nowhere. The protection was there for a little bit. Luckily, Blow was able to get away, but then there's nobody open. He makes the smart decision and gets rid of the football. If this was a game of Madden, people would try to run to pick up the 1st down or pick up some yardages only to get leveled and fumble the play. They're rolling towards the right. They throw it back towards the left. McKissick could go absolutely nowhere. Stopped immediately. Prince Amukamara, sensational tackle for loss or tackle for no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Whatever the case is, the punt unit is coming onto the field. The Chicago defense holds once again, but their offense continues to fail them. Blow about to be the next Romo, says Percy Femur. You know what? I can't necessarily say that. Way too early to say that. Because Romo came in and led a comeback victory with the Cowboys for Drew Bledsoe. Did he not? Somebody let me know. If there's any Dem Boys fans in this chat room, you guys let me know. All right. Here goes the punt back to Tariq Cohen. It will not be fielded inside the 5, inside the 10, the 15, the 20, or the 25. It goes into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, and back to the field comes interception Poppy, Mitch Trubisky. Turned the football over after going down the field. James Joseph says, how do you do this? How do I do what in particular? The commentary, well, you watch the game and you say what you see. We got some, let's go back to the tweets. Gary, the undefeated of the East, to answer my own question, AB is Yamcha. He just dies a lot. Well, that's fair enough. But, I mean, for who Yamcha is versus who AB is, I think that's kind of disrespectful to AB to be Yamcha. I think, Vegeta, the young Vegeta, might be the best comparison. It might be young Vegeta or maybe Bakugo. Those two really got me. I think there might be those two. Hoodies A says Zoro, Sasuke, Gohan are my top 3 favorite anime characters. What are mine? My top 3? Well, at least from those 3 animes, Vegeta, Zoro, Shikamaru. Those are my 3 favorite characters from those animes. But as for my top 3 favorite characters in all of anime, I would have to say Vegeta, top 3 characters in anime. Does Avatar count as an anime? Would I say Uncle Iroh? That's a tough one. You know what? Yeah, I'll just leave with my favorite 3 from those animes. That's my top 3 from those animes. Those are my guys. Vegeta, Shikamaru, and Zoro. Are they all associated with green? No. Vegeta doesn't have any green. He has nothing green about him. But I'll tell you what is green. The stream health. And you know what the stream health is good on? On Hot Mic. Terrible segue. But if you have an Apple iPhone, you got a family member who's sitting at the table. Do me a favor, grab their iPhone, not against their wishes, or hell, do it against their wishes. We have since changed our mood in the second half of this game. Take their phone, download the app, use the promo code Adonis, get yourself on Hot Mic, and subscribe to the Chiseled Adonis Hold My Nuggets Studios on Hot Mic, where we are live and synced to your television. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a little bit of a delay. All right, you're a little bit behind. You're not caught up to speed. You're about a minute 45 seconds behind. You're watching on Hot Mic. You're catching it in real time, because right now it's 1st and 10 from the 20. Hand off to David Montgomery. He goes absolutely nowhere for a gain of 2. So I guess if you're gaining at least 2 yards, you're gaining something. So oh no, is it? Oh yes, it was David Montgomery. I'm not too sure what's happening. There's a ton of jawing coming from the Lions defense. And we're going to have 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. So, yeah, if you have Hot Mic, download it. If you don't have Hot Mic, download it. If you have Hot Mic, you already downloaded it. Don't uninstall and download again. That'd be stupid. Just follow the Chiseled Adonis. And if you're tuned in on Hot Mic, I appreciate you for tuning in. Consider giving me a follow. James Joseph says, did your mom really name you Adonis? Absolutely not. The backstory of the name, as Mr. Trubisky throws an incomplete, no, it actually was a completed pass on the sideline, but there's some laundry on the field. After the call of what happens, I'll give you the story of how the name Chiseled Adonis came about, because some people are very curious as to why I call myself the Chiseled Adonis. And right now I am tweeting a tweet that was sent to me from Marshall Yo about Mitch Trubisky as that little baby that walks into the room and walks away. That's how Trubisky considers running for yards on plays, or I should say when he sees the first down marker, I'm going to go the other direction and not pick it up. Bitter Samurai says we should all ask for top 3 anime characters. Mine is Hit, Mihawk, and Rock Lee. Nice. William Phipps says, we them boys, you can keep talking, Sid. I still laugh at the SpongeBob bit. All right, I see. Sonic Dew says it's actually pronounced as if it rhymes with plow. Plow? Blow? Oh, plow. I feel as if I am butchering this man's name. I'm just gonna roll with David Blowjob. I think that's what I'm just gonna call him. David Prince David Prince made a post, and I was tagged by X8XS GT Mick Muffin X, saying the hit on Trubisky, if it was Mahomes or Brady, this would be life without parole. You are correct. Any hit on Brady, I think it's like the face of the league or well established. I think with Mahomes, he'll probably get away with it. But if that's Aaron Rodgers or Brady, there's going to be a whole lot of dissension. Immediate flag. Trubisky on the roll. Out. He connects with Javon Wims. Let's go set up 2nd and short. Now, you wanted to know, there's people who are in the chat room saying their top 3 favorite characters. All right, that's great. I'm happy that you guys are getting into it. This is what you get here in Hold My Nugget Studios. We got guys who interact with other guys. We got girls interacting with other guys. We may not be Tinder, but damn it, you might find love in the chat room. But of course, we ain't talking about that right now. The story of how the name Chiseled Adonis came about. I was sitting, the year was 2004. I was in the 4th grade. I came into class smelling like the newest of cocoa butters, and there was a young whippersnapper who had came to me and said, hey, you look cute, you smell magnificent. And at this point in my life, I had never received any sort of compliments to this magnitude. So I returned to my classroom elated with joy, and I had my feet up on the desk as if I was some sort of mafia boss. And then from that point, I began to smile and laugh uncontrollably. The teacher looked at me with her I must say an array of bewilderment and said, what is wrong with you, Dave? And then I responded, well, so-and-so said I look and smell absolutely stupendous. She would respond and say, what do you think, you're some sort of Adonis? I said, Adonis? What does that mean? She said he was the god of beauty. So I said, okay, this is intriguing. And from this point, that was my password for all of my usernames. And then I got to high school, I got in shape, started clanging and banging and putting on some muscles as Mr. Trubisky runs for a gain of 1 to set up 3rd and 11. But I gained some muscles and became chiseled. From that point, my passwords became Chiseled Adonis. Then it became my username, and then from this point forth, I've considered myself the Chiseled Adonis. And this was completely before I even got into commentary, or I should say before I even got into comedy. I came into comedy using my real name, and I was sitting there like, all right, but the only problem is because my name is actually Dave. So when you think of comedians and Dave comes to mind, who's the first person that comes to mind? Chappelle. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to have to compete with Chappelle and then have people say, yo, when we're talking about Dave. So I said, you know what? I'll go with the name that I've always had. Roll with Chiseled Adonis, and here we are. The rest is history. But I tell you what's not history, or I should say what's happening will be history, is Allen Robinson moving the damn chains once again. When Mr. Trubisky is under duress, when he needs to get a reception somewhere, he connects with Allen Robinson. And take a look at the replay over here, all right? Because this was the pass was out of the air before Robinson turned around. This is what Unitas and Raymond Berry did in the 50s going into the 60s. You talk about being on point with your receivers. Good Lord, that was a great play from Trubisky. But can he finish in the end zone? He connects with Miller. Another first down, sensational tackle from Cromartie. But what's that? No, it's not Cromartie. That was it was some sort of name with an O, a W, a long goddamn name. Whatever the deal was, it's a first down for the Bears. I don't know why I said Cromartie. I don't know why that came to my mind. But yeah, that was the story of how I got the name Chiseled Adonis. All right. James Joseph said, that's crazy, Super Dave Osborne. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. All right. DeLorean Owen says, Allen Robinson is a Pro Bowler. I don't care. Not this year, he's not. I don't. Well, then again, in the NFC, who the hell are the Pro Bowlers? Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Good look. Oh, no, I think that might be I want to say it's a touchdown catch. I want to get excited, but I want to wait until the review before I start going on this feel of excitement, because I feel like that ball hit the floor. I'm gonna wait until the replay before I start talking touchdown. It's caught by Horsted. He has possession. You know what? That's a touchdown. Matthew Parker puts 199 on it. Updated thoughts on season 4 of My Hero Academia. You know what's hilarious? I still ain't watching it. I was supposed to go and watch it. I said on Monday night I was going to tune in. I could not. I have it open on a tab on my computer as we speak. My computer's touchscreen. I just opened it. I'm looking at episode 2 right now. I'm not watching it. It's open right now. I'm going back to the stream. I'll probably tune in maybe Saturday morning. And also, anybody who I've gone to high school with, shout out to all the Grady Falcon alums. They are in the championship, so I will be attending the championship game at Abraham Lincoln High School at 3. So if you happen to be a New Yorker and you want to find me, I will be at Abraham Lincoln High School for the PSAL Cup Championship. I'll be there on the field with the Maroon Goons. All right. But we've got a touchdown from Chicago. Mitch, I'm not a female dog. Trubisky finds his man in the end zone. Touchdown. One-hand catch. Well, not really a one-hand catch, but very good ball control. This man's got better ball control than you know what? Let's not go in the distance of the transgender. Don't feel like talking about them today. But yeah, great catch to even up the score at 17 all. Dean Robin says, did I reconsider my Sunday Niners at Ravens outcome? You know what? Because I chose the Niners to win on the road, and every day it feels different. When I woke up, I said, that was stupid. I think I'm going to go back and say I'm going to roll with Baltimore. But then right now, I still feel like San Francisco could walk away with the W. So, it can go either way. I saw somebody who commented and said, hey, man, you're just biased, man. Every one of your picks was just the teams that lost would put the Steelers in a better position to get into the playoffs. I didn't know that. I don't go into these videos like, what the hell can I say to make sure the Steelers can get into the play? Hey, man, I'm calling it the way I see it. Because you saw in 3 of the different games that I chose, I'm not sure who will end up winning. It could go either way. Last week, I was feeling extremely confident with my picks. It blew up in my face. So it happens. I mean, nobody who's a sports analyst or commentator is going to go and step on to, the platform and get everything right. That's not the case. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. But hey, if you're right, you're right. That's just the way it is. Seahawks or Vikings. It's going to be a very tough game. I roll with Seattle because Seattle's at home. Let's take a look at Twitter world. Let's see what's going on over here. Shawnee says, Chiseled Adonis is crying. No more easy memes for a while. Nick Folk reportedly out. Oh, the official tweet from the Patriots. Nick Folk is out. Perhaps I should tweet this. You know what? I'm gonna tweet right now, live on the stream. I will tweet at the Patriots about Nick Folk being injured. I think I'm gonna put Bison out there saying yes. Indeed, I will. Let me go find Bison though, because I can't find M Bison. Where is my video of M Bison? This is I don't want to play the start while I'm still searching for this goddamn video. You know what? Sometimes having all these files on the phone does not do you a service. The kickoff goes out of the end zone. It's gonna be a touchback. Good Lord, where is this video of M Bison? What is happening right now? Why can't I find this video? See, this is why I don't use the internet. I'm literally a content creator who don't be on the internet like that. This is ridiculous. Where is this video of M Bison? Ah, there it is. There we go. If you go to my Twitter right now, you will see my thoughts on Nick Folk. Good Lord in heaven. All right. Here comes the Lions now at a tie game. David Blau, apparently that's how it's pronounced, 9 of 19 and 2 TDs. Let's see what he can do with a tie game with 4:44 left to play in the third. He's rifling it over the middle, caught by Danny Amendola down at the 37-yard line, moving the chains for the Detroit Lions, dressed in all gray. Great pass, great catch. Moving the chains, but can the Lions go down and set up Matt Prater for a field goal or possibly get into that end zone? Why haven't we heard more of TJ Hawkinson? I'd like to see more. This quarter alone, Detroit has only had 15 yards to Chicago's 128. Hand off to Scarborough. He's going to pick up 5. He's going to be down at the 38-yard line. Well, from what I'd like to see from Detroit here is some use of the tight end play. All right, I think they can line up a formation where you're going to have Marvin Jones, TJ Hawkinson on the same side, and on the weak side you put Kenny Golladay. Run that cross, the Y corner. Have Hawkinson run that corner. Have Jones run the post. Force that safety to make a decision. Hand off to Scarborough. He's going nowhere. Gain of nothing. Nada. Zilch. 0. Going nowhere. All right. James Joseph said, this guy is real good at quick wit. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I said it. You know what? I'm not going to say it now. It will come to me a little bit later. All right. Let's see. Because here's the thing about being witty. You just let whatever comes to mind first, connect that with something that comes to mind second, because most times it's going to be two completely different thoughts. Find a way to make a conduit between the two. Sensational one-hand catch from J.D. McKissick, moving the chains. He may not have his dreadlocks anymore, but damn it, his dreadlock powers still live inside of him. He put his hand in the air, put one hand up, looking like he's Booker T, and says, my hands work, moving the chains for the Lions' first down. Great tackle from Raquan Smith. If you look at him. He's smiling. He's like, this is my hand. I got 5. No Biggie Langston. Moving the chains for the Detroit Lions, dressed in those cool grays. Michael Jordan might be wondering why he hasn't put any Detroit Lions on a sneaker. And I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about their uniforms. Play action fake. Very good fake. But here comes Khalil Mack. The stereo's not on. He's still chasing after him. And down goes Blau for a gain of nothing. Or should I say David Blowjob? You know what, damn it? I'm going to roll with David Blowjob. I'm going to keep it with David Blowjob. All right. Nelson, no playoff for the Steelers. What's your take on it? Nelson, there's no guarantee thus yet. All right, the Steelers are sitting at the 6th seed, and the way that I see it for the Raiders, the Titans, the Colts, the Raiders, the Raiders, the Titans, the Colts, the Steelers, and there's one more team. But all of these wild card teams, it's really, I think 9 and 7 can be the wild card this season. J.D. McKissick, Scarborough picks up 7, not moving the chains. I don't know why he got up and put his hand up like he just got a first down. That was kind of a bonehead idea. Call him, what was it, Melvin? Melvin. God damn it, I forgot Melvin's name from The Simpsons. Let me go and find it. Every time somebody does a bonehead play, I'm not gonna call them Melvin. Shout out to, I believe it was was it? God damn it! Why can't I find it? I'm now at 10 hours ago. I can't find it. I can't find the photo. I can't find the photo. Oh, there it is. All right. Tevin, you've just now given me a new meme. Every time somebody makes a bonehead play, I'm going to call them Melvin Van Horn. That's what their face is going to be. That's their new name. So shout out to Tevin. You gave the Chiseled Adonis a new joke. TJ Hawkinson did catch the ball. He picked up a first down for the Lions, moving the chains as David Blowjob would connect with him on the left-hand side. The tackle from Floyd, but it wasn't enough to stop the forward progress. We've got 36 seconds left to play in the third quarter. This most likely will be the last play of the third quarter as Scarborough picks up 2, and they're going to be down at the 40, 2nd and 8 going in to the fourth quarter. Candace Leach puts 5 on it. I appreciate you, Candace, as always, showing love. Here we go. Back to Twitter world we go. Bitter Samurai says, tie game again. Holy smokes. Ethan says, use this as a dreadlocks verse in NXT. Adam Cole's phrase is Adam Cole, baby, trusting the power of dreadlocks to make an extraordinary play. You know what? If the dreadlocks man makes a play later in this game, that is the quote I will be using. Let me just pin that to my my phone. Beautiful thing with the Galaxy S, or I should say the Note, is you're able to pin things to the screen. This is one of the things that I really do enjoy. Having a pen on a phone is very groundbreaking for me. For a guy who always used, low-end Androids, I'm happy I have this phone. William Phipps says, this is what we know happened to AB. Achievement unlocked. Madden curse. Hilarious. Dragon says, thank God that Nick Folk was taken down. All right. Oh, it appears that we have a pre-Android registration for the Hot Mic app. So I will be posting that on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, us Android users might just be in quite a favorable, auspicious situation. Rather salubrious situation for us. I'm hearing myself on the playback. Let me just put that in there. Copy and paste it from myself. This is for us Android users. Let me open that up right there. Put that for us where we can get the link for the Hot Mic. Oh yes, this is exciting news. As Big News Morgans would say if you're watching, or if you're a One Piece watcher, big news. This is big news for us Android users. We now have a link. Pre-register for Hot Mic. So if you have an Android phone, download or click that link right there in the chat. If you're already on Hot Mic, you have the benefit of already being where we as a people would like to be. James Joseph said, do you know the can dance? I am not sure. DeLorean Owen says, already registered. I appreciate you, buddy. I'm also tweeting that out right now that we have a link to pre-register on the Play Store. Hot Mic, you see the executives there, they move fast, they work fast. Shout out to those guys. ASAP, all Android users. Pre-register. I don't know. I feel very old right now as I'm saying the whole tweet as I'm typing it. I feel extremely old. I'm not gonna say it out loud anymore. I feel like I should be, registering for AARP along with the Hot Mic app as well. If you talk about passer ratings, Mitch Trubisky and David Blow are both over 100. All right. Shout out to everybody who has registered. Magnificent. Blow 2nd and 7. Pass looking right. It appears to have been caught by, I believe that should be Marvin Jones for the first down. The Bears are saying it's incomplete. Kyle Fuller's hand was caught as well. Sensational ball control, I should say. Hand-eye coordination from Marvin Jones. Let's take a look at the replay. Did the ball touch the ground? No, it did not. The ball did not touch the ground. There was no puberty on that play. Hand off to Scarborough. He's got some space. He'd pick up what should be 9. They'll probably give him 8 to the 17-yard line. Pardon me, the 18-yard line for the Lions. That should set up 2nd and 2. No, it's 2nd and 1. It is 2nd and 1. Good coverage from Kyle Fuller on the last completion to Marvin Jones, but it just was not enough. 2nd and 1. And I appreciate everybody pre-registering on the Hot Mic app on the App Store. Now I'll have to update it on my on my screen. Yeah, next stream on Monday we should have everything up. So at least you can pre-register. Here comes Scarborough. He does pick up a first down, gain of 2 for the Detroit Lions to the 14-yard line, and they're on the move. Turn on the Disney Plus. We're watching Lion King because, damn it, it seems that Simba is trying to take his throne. Here we go. And there was a dreadlocks play on that play, but not big enough to get your tweet, Mr. Ethan. So when it happens, I will be saying this was credited to you. Nicholas Denny says, wonder if they'll hire Doink the Clown Cody Parkey. I heard he got worked out somewhere. Blow, looking towards his right, connects with Danny Amendola, hits a spin move, turns into a Hitman top, use rapid spin, a little bit of the Beyblade. He let it rip, but there's a flag on the play. It appears this could be coming back. Some laundry on the field. They're all walking backwards. There's no sort of happiness on the face of anybody of Detroit. We've got an illegal block from TJ Hawkinson. He's a rookie, but he's making veteran, illegal blocks in the back. Ridiculous. Not helping him. Not helping him at all. Here we go, 13-12 left to play in the entire game. All right, fourth quarter, if you were unaware, this is the final, quarter of the game. A lot of people said, oh, what you mean there's 13 minutes left to play? It's only 3 o'clock. Well, the game started early, you big dummy. 5 penalties apiece for both teams. 1st and 20 from the 24-yard line. David Blau takes the snap, looking towards his right. He's got Danny Amendola to the 10-yard line. Big time pickup of 14 yards, setting up what should be second and, well, if you pick up a 4, then you do some math, that should be a 2nd and 6 situation. If my arithmetic does me favors. Malcolm Wilhelm asked, no hot mic for Android. I'm happy you asked that, Malcolm. You click this link here and pre-register on the Play Store. Do you see me flooding the chat room? I am flooding the chat room. Call it the Titanic. The chat room is being flooded. Click that link. All right, it is 2nd and 6. I am annoying. Here comes Blau towards the left, connects with Johnson. He would take Floyd to the ground, but it would be a gain of nothing. James Joseph says he was expecting a long halftime show. I expected one as well. Unfortunately, there wasn't a long halftime show, so I couldn't eat as much as I would like. But granted, it's 3rd and 5 for the Detroit Lions from what should be the 10-yard line, but apparently they marked it at the 9. That's odd. That should have been a no gain. But yeah, you can pre-register on the Hot Mic. You can pre-register for Hot Mic on the Play Store now. So this is great. Sorry, Malcolm, I had to put a lot of links. You had to ask me. Blau, pass towards Danny Amendola, incomplete, but once again, there is laundry on the field. Now it is starting to get a little bit ludicrous. All right, I'm getting a little bit perplexed as to why there are so much flags happening on the floor. What is transpiring here? Here comes the call. Offsides on the defense. This will set up an automatic first. Wait a minute, but if it was third and 5, shouldn't that be automatic first? Wait a minute. Look at the down markers on the field. Wow, this man was completely offside. But that should be an automatic first. Offsides is a 5-yard penalty. If it's 3rd and 5, that should be a first down. This shouldn't be 3rd and inches. Well, half the distance to the goal. Wait, this is confusing. If it was half the distance, I am perplexed. I don't think this should be 3rd and 1. But then again, maybe that's what it's always been. Because sometimes with the rules, things change when you get inside the red zone. Hand off to J.D. McKissick. Uses a little bit of speed, but he cannot get outside. He should have cut upwards. Kyle Fuller, sensational tackle, is going to be a loss of 1, setting up 2nd and 2 inside the 10. Look at J.D. McKissick refusing to go inside. Says, I have a little bit of speed. I'm a little bit of a scat back. Look at my quadricep tendons. But Kyle Fuller says, I'm a rogue phlebotomist.
phlebotomist. Pardon me, phlebotomist is with the blood. I'm a road podiatrist. I'm going to grab your toes. I'm going to grab your feet. I'm going to grab your cleats. Pull out well, not the spikes, because that's on track cleats. Regardless, he pulled his shoelaces, took him to the ground, and he stopped for a loss, setting up fourth and 2. Matt Prater out to kick the field goal. He approached that ball with a lot of fury. Kicks it through the uprights, and it's good from 24 yards out. The Lions take a 20-17 lead. Good Lord. What a tackle from Kyle Fuller, man. That's what you like to see. That is what you like to see. All right. Deletrius. I'm looking at my book of definitions. This is how I extend my vocabulary, or just a book filled with definitions. This is what I do. I read the dictionary, and then I take notes and enhance my lexicon. For a guy whose college degree only extends for 2.5 years, I mean, I consider myself a quote-unquote educated individual. But, of course, we ain't talking about that right now. Let's take a look at what is happening on Twitter, in Twitter world. All right, Hoodies A says, who do you think is the offensive rookie of the year? I would say Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, or I think I might just lean Josh Jacobs. I feel like somebody else is balling, but I think I'd have to go Josh Jacobs. Because I was already an advocate for Josh Jacobs, but I'm trying to remember if there was another offensive. Cannot recall. I'm going with Josh Jacobs. I feel like I'm missing it. Somebody will mention the name in the chat room, and I'll say, yeah, I'll go with Josh Jacobs. He's my offensive rookie of the year. Somebody said Christian McCaffrey is better. He said, whatever says McCaffrey is better. Well, of course he's better, but he's not a rookie. Caden says Josh Jacobs or Hollywood Brown. Yeah, if it's between the two of them, you got to give it to Jacobs. Hollywood Brown has had touchdowns, but when we talk about game by game, Josh Jacobs has been better. Hoodie Zay, he asked that question, so that's my answer. Karen says, whatever, Bison, we going to ship his ass over to the Steelers. Wow, you be happy he out. I mean, I'm glad he won't be kicking, but that's mean. Put your motherfucking head back down, Bison. Karen, you're hilarious. But don't ship him to the Steelers. He won't get in the door. I'll go meet him, my doggone self. B.O.B. says, depending on how his appendix was when he was out for 2 weeks, if they use a laser to remove it, let's hope they cut him open and be out for a reason. Oh, good Lord, that is something. Cut him open. Well, wait a minute now. I may have interpreted that the wrong way, but good Lord. Karen says, I know he sucks, but damn. William Fitz says, what do you assume he meant to say what do you think, because it just says what do you about people saying Lamar Jackson for MVP. I agree. As I said earlier in the stream, I have Lamar just now slightly edging out Russell Wilson for MVP. I believe that ball was touched, but I guess not. It goes into the end zone. The referees say it is a touch back. Tyrone says done. He has registered for the hot mic. I appreciate you, Tyrone. All right. Guy Hodge says done and done. Desmond says, oh, we in here. Shout out to you, Desmond. I see you could possibly tune into the stream again. Robo Sharp says it's about damn time with LeBron James. David, my girlfriend, and defenses have one thing in common. They get blowed. Hilarious. Sonic Do. Sage X Lion says, hey, it's our time to get on the app. Absolutely. We are getting an opportunity. Jude Antoine, that is the Unchiseled Adonis, says happy Thanksgiving to all that tuned into my brother Chiseled Adonis on Thanksgiving afternoon. Go download the app from Hot Mic and follow him on there. Shout out to you, Unchiseled Adonis. He can hear me because he is at my west. You see my hand go up, you see it go towards the east, but he's really at my west, although it looks like I'm pointing east. That was my way of using a little bit of way to, incorporate my catchphrase into it. But still waiting on a dreadlock play coming, so Ethan, you're still on standby. If we do not get a dreadlock play later today, or I should say during this stream, I'll put it in the commentary. That'll be my promise to you. Hoodie Zay says the three I have is Josh Jacobs, Kyler Murray, and Daniel Jones. Not even being biased, but he's playing good even though he turns the football over. I would say yes, that was the other name, Kyler Murray. It's between him and Kyler Murray and Josh Jacobs. But if Josh Jacobs' team goes to the playoffs, he got it. Mitch Trubisky escapes towards his left on 2nd and 9 from the 26-yard line. He would pick up what should be a gain of 2, and that's exactly where they mark him, setting up 3rd and 7 from the 27. Pardon me, from the 26. No, it should be the 27. I don't know why I said the 26. From the 27. I see ZC Sports has stepped into the chat room and said, Bears suck. Well, we will see if they do. I'll tell you this much, their offense does stink. We've only seen 1 sack on the game. I believe that was coming from Raquan Smith sacking David Blowjob. So we'll see what happens. 3rd and 7. Trubisky takes the snap. He's got no time. He's taken to the ground. Talk about the announcer's jinx. So see, this is it's an old thing in sports. Whenever the announcer says, "Hey, this hasn't happened," it happens. Sacked and taken to the ground goes Mitch Trubisky. The Bears are going to be forced to punt. Look at the protection. Was there any? Not so much. Trey Flowers with the sack. I don't know what happened to, what is his name? Leno Jr.? Is that his name? This man took a dip for no apparent reason. You'd have thought he was listening to Before I Let Go, and he's dancing at a wedding because he went a little bit low, and a man went right behind him and got the sack. O'Donnell to punt the ball back to Danny Amendola, fielded at the 28, trying to get outside. He'd only pick up what appears to be 6 yards, and he's going to be down shy of the 35-yard line, I believe. Such a shame. Such a shame. Leno Jr., yes indeed. What the heck was he doing? Now, DeLorean Owens says Nagy's not helping at all. You know what? I want to say I blame Matt Nagy, but what play calls would you like to see? I see that Allen Robinson still is getting going thus far this game, so I'd like to see him get the football into his hands. But of course, you know the Lions are going to roll coverage over there. This is a game where you need to see Miller, you need to see Cohen, you need to see those guys really get going. Here we go. Back to Twitter we go. Hey, Twitter world. Jose says, do a video on the mock draft this year, even though you don't watch the NCAA. That wouldn't be smart for me to do it. Because if I don't watch the NCAA, I don't think I can do a mock draft and give the people the information that they would need about these players. Now, if I was doing commentary on the NCAA, I don't know who the hell that is. That can be entertaining because naturally, I'm a very, entertaining individual, but still, I don't think I should do the draft. They have other people who do stuff like that, and you get that content from those guys. A Bitter Samurai says, let's be honest, both these teams suck, and I'm a Bears fan. You know what? It's a fair assessment. This season, they have not played well. The Lions had me thinking they could do something in the first month of the season, and then they let me down. They need to be some pallbearers at some funeral homes. Marshall Yo says, your Lion King reference reminded me of this, Lions fan. Dad, what's a Super Bowl? I don't know, son. We're Lions. Hilarious. Gap Tooth Assassin says the Bears are like the Jaguars. Have one good season and awful the next. But this is a little bit different than the Jaguar season last year because the Jaguar season was brutal. This season for the Bears, they've just found ways to lose games they should have won. Now, granted, the Jags did last year too. So you know what? Yeah, that's a fair assessment. You know what? I can't even discount it. That's a fair assessment. Back to the YouTube chat room. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were unaware, we had some big news, all right? Because the Hot Mic app is now in pre-registry, I hope that is correctly said, on the App Store. So you can just click that link and pre-register after you download on the Hot Mic app. All right? And more importantly, if you have an Apple iPhone, and you haven't already, click these links, download the app, and, follow the Chiseled Adonis. Use the promo code Adonis. You see all the information is on your screen. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to download that Hot Mic app. I'm telling you, making groundbreaking moves right here. You're not going to want to miss it. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Hand-off gain of 4, I believe. Titan Omega puts 5 on it. Next time someone gets stiff arm, call them Angemon because he used the hand of fate. I see what you meant there. I see what you said there. Nice call. Nice, reference to our youth.
Absolutely. I just went and re-registered for the Hot Mic app myself. I am not sure if you can see it. Let me see if it gets into focus. It can you? It says register over here. It's a very it says it over there, and you can still see. Hey, Ethan, there's your tweet. There's your tweet, Ethan. I'm waiting for it to happen. And there's a big dreadlocks play from Scarborough. He'd open up his Bible to Hair Chronicles, 12 verses 2. In NXT, Adam Cole's phrase is Adam Cole, baby. Trust in the power of dreadlocks to make an extraordinary play. But there's a legal block on the play, so we cannot say we used the damn dreadlocks verse. Unfortunately, we done shot it out too early. That is not the case. The illegal block on Kenny Galladay. He's enjoying his holiday, but apparently he did not want Kyle Fuller to enjoy his and pushed him straight in the back. Tried to change up his alignment of his spine. Try to give him lumbar stenosis, lumbar lordosis, scoliosis, and kyphosis. That's not what you want to see. Do not push people in the back. They need their back. Nobody wants to be out here necrotic with their spine. 2nd and 14 from the 30. Blow takes the snap. Here comes Khalil Mack. He tries to dive to strip the ball. He cannot. Pass broken up by Clinton Dix. 3rd and 14 from the 30. Adrian Peterson sent a message to Bo Scarborough and said, Bo, young fella, keep running that rock hard. I love to see that physical play. God bless you. Put God first. Everything else will fall into place. AP. He sent him a message and said, I see you got dreadlocks. My hair was never able to grow that large. So I got to send my kudos to you. I did it while I was bald. Try to follow in my footsteps. Here comes the dump off 2. J.D. McKissick makes 2. Bears miss, but he stopped short of the first down. He's frustrated. The Lions cannot seem to add more points on the board. This can come back to haunt them. 4th and 5. They're going to punt. Malcolm has asked, where's that Play Store link? I'm glad you asked, because here it, well, then again, this is the, that's the link for the iPhone. So if you got an iPhone, you haven't downloaded it already, go grab your family member. All right, take their phone. Now you have no excuse. Grab whoever's got an iPhone, grab who's ever got an Android. Take their phone, download the app, and pre-register for the Hot Mic app. Shadow Cade says, just pre-registered. I appreciate you. Magnificent. Everybody, there's a pre-registered link for the app. I will be adding this also to the description as well. Moving forward, I say download. I'll put this iPhone. Bam. Let's download iPhone. I will put download for the Android at the top because us Android users are more superior. Magnificent. Magnificent. There is the app. And bam, you just go and you click pre-register. It is literally 2 seconds out of your time. And we have been live for nearly 3 hours now, guys. And we've got 154 in the room. Good amount of likes. This is great. I hope everybody's enjoying their Thanksgiving thus far. Hanging out with you guys live in Hold My Nugget Studios, also live on the Hot Mic app. If you have not downloaded Hot Mic on your iPhone, do me a favor, click the link in my description. Download the Hot Mic app. Use the promo code Adonis. It is absolutely free. Sync me to your television. You don't got to listen to Troy Aikman on commentary or none of these other clowns in these streets. You hear what you want to hear, and then from that point, that being me or other broadcasters that are live as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother stop cooking on Thanksgiving. It's time to download the Hot Mic app or pre-register on the Play Store. Tell your father, hey, stop telling that story about how you could have went to the NFL, but then you took an arrow to the knee. Why don't you download the Hot Mic app on your iPhone? What? You got an Android? Pre-register in the Play Store. Your uncle's telling you about the time that he had 3 prostitutes upstairs. You tell him,
must go and download the app. I was going to say something about a not, but that's not the case. But yes, indeed. We have a link on the Hot Mic app. This is exciting. All right. And to Twitter we go. Let's take a look at what's happening on Twitter. Oh, let's see what is going on here. Is Vaughn says, facts. Hoodie Zay says, what do you think will make WWE great again? What they're doing right now. I think that'll be enough to make the great again. 1st and 10 from the 10. Mitch Trubisky drops into his own end zone, rolling towards his right. He connects with David Montgomery. More laundry on the field. Montgomery would pick up 10. I said Montgomery. Montgomery would pick up 10, but it appears this should be coming back with a flag. Oh boy, somebody need to say this is a Tide commercial because we got a ton of laundry on the field. This is ridiculous. What is going on over here? At this point, there's got to be like 7 flags apiece for each team, or maybe 8. Illegal block down the field. This is not looking very good for the Detroit, or I should say for the Chicago Bears. Announcer, Morton Anderson hasn't missed a kick in 5 years. Morton Anderson misses kick. Announcer, nunny. I think you're thinking about Gary Anderson in that 1998 NFC Championship against the Falcons. Morton Anderson made the kick to send Atlanta to the Super Bowl. There's a pass caught by Miller. He picks up 10 and gets to where they should have. Matter of fact, no, they didn't get to where they should have picked up the first down because that would have been where the first down marker is right now. But it should be 2nd and 5 for Chicago. Tim Dragon Kid says, who is your defensive player of the year so far? Minkah Fitzpatrick. Minkah Fitzpatrick is my defensive player of the year. And that's not even like bias aside. There's Stephon Gilmore, who's been killing people. Minkah, who since week 3 when he came over to Pittsburgh has just been balling. TJ Watt is leading the league in QB hits and leading the AFC in sacks. I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. Oh my Lord, Allen Robinson's asking himself what happened to my hands. This man had the ball in betwixt his fingernails and could not hold on to it. Look at the replay. Pass is a perfect spiral. Allen Robinson refusing to allow his hands to catch the football. You've got to be kidding me. The man could not catch a cold in Antarctica. This man couldn't catch a priest at the damn synagogue. What is happening? I should have said temple. Is it a temple? Where are priests located at? Is it a synagogue? I feel like it's not a synagogue. Maybe I should have said rabbi. Whatever the deal is, it's a 3rd and 5 situation from the 6. Let's see. Here comes Trubisky. Takes the snap. Taking a shot down the field. He's got Miller. He's going to be tackled at the 50. Big time play for the Chicago Bears. He's crawling on the floor. He says it's a first down. He's fired up. Chicago has an opportunity to make something happen. He burned him straight off the line, took him to Cinnabar Island, said, hey, would you like some toast? I'm sorry, you can't eat the toast. It's a little bit burnt. You are the toast, he tells the defender. Good Lord, 1st and 10, 5 minutes left to play. Anthony Miller on the day, 8 catches, 108 yards, going in motion, sends a Chicago Bear. Snap from Mitch Trubisky, draw hand off to David Montgomery. He picks up a couple of yards, keeps his feet churning. It's going to be a gain of 10 as he falls down at the 39, I believe, for the first down. One more look at the coverage over here. Look at the pass. Anthony Miller beat him the entire doggone play. The defender did not stand a chance. Coleman and Miller have been going at it all day. I would like to say that Miller has gotten the better of Coleman thus far. Here we go. Danica Shuck says Catholic Church Synagogue would be better. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pick up a 4. You know, initially when I was going to make the joke about he couldn't catch, I was going to say he couldn't catch a little boy at a priest's house, but then I figured, you know what? maybe this is not the time. Maybe this is not the time. David Montgomery, 13 carries, 69 yards, 2nd and 5. Oh, good Lord, that is brutal. Here come the Bears looking to take their receipt to the sperm bank to get their comeback from the 34-yard line. Trubisky takes the snap, hand off to David Montgomery. He's going to be stopped immediately. I'll tell you this much. Leno is getting his butt whooped. I've seen this man's back on the floor more than a prostitute at a brothel. Like, this is ridiculous. Why is he always on the floor? What is wrong with this man? Can he not stay up? What is the matter with him? Get him some Viagra. He needs to stay up. 3rd and 5 in the 100th season of the NFL for the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving. 2:51 left to play. Trubisky going towards the end zone. He's got Miller again inside the 5. Good Lord in heaven. He tells Coleman, say it with me now because it's the name of the show. He told him to hold my nuggets, suck my dick. 1st down inside the 5. Good Lord. Anthony Miller is straight up rubbing his nutsack all over Coleman. He cannot be guarded. If you look into Coleman's, if you look on top of his dresser, if you look into his closet, you won't find any deodorant that's named right guard because he can't guard anybody. Anthony Miller out here treating this man like a little boy. Little boy. He caught his hand and caught the football. Grown man. Hand off to David Montgomery Burns. Cannot go anywhere. But it appears that there might have been a timeout or possibly a delay of game or a false start. It appears that something has gone awry with 2:31 left to play in the game. Could there have possibly been a challenge flag that was thrown? As far as I'm concerned, that is a reception. The ball never touched the floor. Unless, of course, they say that Miller did not have possession of the ball until he went out of bounds. If you take a look at that, you know what? This is interesting. All right, this is the best angle that we have. Miller has the football. I'm sorry. His feet may not be in bounds. That shoulder may be out of bounds. If I'm Detroit, I got 3 timeouts. I might just throw the challenge flag. What the hey? Why not? Toss goes out to David Montgomery Burns. He's got a couple of blocks. He cuts it up. He's taken down. What a great tackle from the Lions that cuts it to the 2. Why is there a marker? The what do they call it? Is that the pylon? Why do they have the touchdown thing at the 2-yard line out of bounds? That's very interesting. I want to know what that is this season. Has it always been like that? Somebody let me know. Cali Cowboy says, yo, I just registered while cooking my turkey. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, if Cali Cowboy 805 can register for the Hot Mic app on the Android while he's cooking the turkey, so he's stuffing a turkey in one hand, he's downloading and registering in the other hand. Why can't you with 2 available hands? I've stuffed a turkey with my hand before, but it was a female's cavity. But we ain't talking about that right now. We're keeping it PG. God damn it. Why must my mind be as dirty as it is? They're going to fine me for $42,000 because YouTube doesn't know if it's for children or not. Here are the links. Use the promo code Adonis. You got an Android phone? There is the link for you. You can pre-register on the Play Store. And if you have an Apple iPhone, you can download and use the promo code Adonis. Everything is there for you. Thank the Lord for Bitly. You can shorten the URL. Oh, because sometimes, see, being witty is a blessing and a curse. Whatever, I'm sorry. Being witty is a blessing and a curse. It comes at the worst time. I cannot help myself. All right. 23 days later says, I'm back, just had my first plate. Did you have your first plate 23 days ago or 23 days later? Danica Shuck says, it's prime rib in the oven at my house. You know, I think I've had prime rib maybe once in my life. I think I've only had prime rib maybe once in my life. You know what I want to do? I want to go around all 50 states and not only visit every stadium for a sporting event, I also want to try whatever that state's food is, like the food that this state is known for. Like when I went to Philly, I had a cheesesteak. I went to Pat's, and then I went to good Lord, why am I forgetting this name? I went to Pat's, I went to Jimmy G's, and I got a pork sandwich from the Terminal Market. What was the name of this location? I can't remember the name of the location. I have it photographed somewhere. But I want to go to every single state. When I went to New Orleans, I had the beignets, and I also had the gator. The gator was sensational. Beignets, as I said in my commentary, was relatively average. It was no different than an Italian Zapoli out here in New York. So either the beignets over there aren't as great as I expected them to be, or maybe, the Zapolis out here are just so elite they meet the same, number of the beignets down there. Holy smokes, Braun Strowman's in the building, and let me tell you something. David Montgomery's in the end zone. 2:17 left to play. We've got a touchdown on the board in favor of the Chicago Bears. They take the lead. Mitch Trubisky looking like he did take that receipt to the sperm bank. He is getting his comeback. He connect over the middle to David Montgomery, putting points on the board. More points than when you get pulled over for speeding on the highway. Great hands, great catch. Noah Orochimaru, touchdown, Chicago. 3-point lead. Eddie Pinheiro with an opportunity to make it not really make it a one-possession game, but make it a touchdown sort of situation for the Lions to either take the lead, have to take the lead. They can't tie. There's no 4-point scores in football. There's no field goal you can make. Oh, well, I made it from 68 yards. I broke an NFL record. Should there be 4 points? No, it's not, dummy. No, it's not. All right. But flag on the play, most likely it's going to be encroachment or offsides on the Detroit Lions, bringing the Bears a little bit closer for Eddie Pinheiro to put it through the uprights and good. We'll find out in the next coming seconds. But Mitch Trubisky, sensational drive going down the field. They were backed up near their own end zone. Anthony Miller, sensational catch, beating Coleman. Then he proceeded to beat Coleman once again to get into the end zone. I've seen better coverage from Gary Coleman, and he's too damn busy. Too busy doing what? Too busy being dead, because Coleman on the field right now could not stop Montgomery, could not stop Miller, and Miller was, could not stop Montgomery from going into the end zone. He couldn't stop Miller on 2 different plays. But we have 2 minutes 17 seconds left to play. 3-point lead for the Bears. Eddie Pinheiro through the uprights and good. 24-20 in favor of the Chicago Bears, with the Lions 2 timeouts left to play. Coming back onto the field, David Blowjob, his first start of the year, his first completion of the year, happened to go for a 75-yard touchdown in the first quarter to Kenny Golladay. He is now in a position in which I was informed on Twitter that this man was joking about being the lowest ranked quarterback in Madden. Here he is, first start of his NFL career. All right, starting on Thanksgiving, national television. Brothers Osborne, they were performing during halftime, and here he has an opportunity to go lead the Lions to victory in front of his family, in front of his significant other, in front of the Detroit Lions fans, in front of God himself. If you're agnostic, well, I guess you're just in front of the Big Bang itself. Artificial intelligence itself. Whatever the deal may have been. All right, here he has an opportunity to right all of the wrongs and take his receipt to the sperm bank and get his comeback. We'll find out after the commercial break, but I ain't going no goddamn way. I'll tell you what you need to do during the commercial break. You download the Hot Mic app. You use the promo code Adonis, and you stream me live on the Hot Mic app. And if you're tuned in on Hot Mic, you're tuned in to Hold My Nugget Studios, where we go live twice a week. Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, or hell, at this point, Thursday afternoon football. But you're for sure going to get Monday Night Football during the playoffs. We are going live for every single game. You will be here, so if you're a new viewer on Hot Mic, consider following Hold My Nugget Studios and the Chiseled Adonis. But here we go. It is time. 2:17 left to play. Entering the final act of Thanksgiving football, the first game between the Detroit Lions hosting the Chicago Bears. The ball is fielded at the, it's pretty much at the opening of the end zone by, I believe that was J.D. McKissick. Returns it out for an 11-yard gain. They're going to have 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Oh boy, it is crunch time. Detroit has led in all 12 games this season, 8 times in the fourth quarter. And what is their record, you might ask? 3-7-1. What does that mean? They find ways to blow games. Put them on a Brazos, company. Put them in Naughty America, because they definitely know how to blow. All right? And let me tell you something. David Blowjob, or David Blau, whatever way it's pronounced, he has an opportunity to make a name for himself, make his presence felt, and get to the sideline after the game and eat a huge turkey leg. Pass incomplete to Danny Amendola. Let me tell you something. If Kyle Fuller was a little bit a split second faster, that could have been a house call, and he could have went to McDonald's and got a McPick 6. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Both these teams playing like shit. But here comes David Blow once again. 2nd and 10. I am in the zone to close out this doggone game. All right. Hey, Twitter world. All right, let's see what's going on. Stephen Oaks says he's registering. Homie, I appreciate you. Marshall Yo says David Blow really playing like the play sheet, just flapping around. Here we go. 2nd and 10 from the 17th. Blow looking left. Connects with Amendola. Pick up of 6. Setting up 3rd and 4 from the 24-yard line. And here we go. Back to Twitter world we go. Let's take a look at who else had something to say. Rumor has it that Nelson Aguilar is planning a wedding so he can have a reception. That is hilarious. Whoever came up with that, that is hilarious. Jason Sanders, thank you for sending that to me. Gap Tooth Assassin, defensive player of the year. Check Von Bell stats. You know what? Von Bell is balling, but I can't say he's defensive player of the year. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look myself. 3rd and 4. Blow takes the snap. Pass over the middle. Caught by TJ Hawkinson. He bounces off one tackler. Gets exactly to the first down marker. We're going to go into the 2-minute warning. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are setting up for a magnificent finish here in Thursday afternoon football. The 5-6 Chicago Bears traveling to take on the 3-7-1 Detroit Lions. Well, we've seen all season the Detroit Lions have led in the fourth quarter of every single game they have played. And in 8 of them, or I should say, they have led in all of those games, and in 8 of them, they have led in the fourth quarter. However, they have 7 losses and 1 tie. What does that mean? That shows that the Detroit Lions find a way to blow more leads than Paris Hilton blows things in One Night in Paris in 2001. But we ain't talking about that right now. What we're talking about is a spectacular comeback that can happen for David Blow. He's got to showcase to the world, to his team, to the organization, to the fans that he belongs to be here. And more importantly, he deserves to, show it to himself. These are moments that you dream about when you're a starting quarterback. Hell, it's a moment that you dream about when you want to play football as a kid. National televised game. The whole world is watching. Everybody's tuned in. You have the 2-minute drill. You want to boom, 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 look like Unitas in the final, the final 2 minutes, or like Peyton Manning in the final 2 minutes, Joe Montana, the final 2 minutes, Tom Brady, the final 2 minutes, Drew Brees, the final 2 minutes, Dan Fouts, the final 2 minutes, Ben Roethlisberger, the final 2 minutes. You want to be able to ball like these quarterbacks, and here is your opportunity to cement yourself amongst the Thanksgiving gods. All right, because I can't say amongst the Lions gods. Hell, the Lions ain't really have no sensational quarterback since, what was it, Bobby Lane in like 59 when he made the curse. Hey, when I leave this team, nobody from the Lions is ever going to win again. And what do you know? They never have. All right, that's a little bit of football history for you. Back to Twitter world we go. Lynn says, this is beautiful. Absolutely, that is in reference to M. Bison. Hoodie Zay says, what's your favorite character or superstar in WWE? His is Daniel Bryan, but I love The Fiend. Right now, I would have to say The Fiend, Sasha Banks, and The Fiend, Sasha Banks, AJ Styles, and The Revival. Those 4. Jay Strokes says Sasuke's Genjutsu, Myles Garrett. Sasuke Genjutsu's Myles Garrett, only for Myles Garrett to break out the Genjutsu and unleash Fu. Well, that's hilarious. Okay, Gap Tooth Assassin, best cheesesteak in Philly is Delasantros, and another name that is a work of art on the mouth. All right. Julius the Coon says, Nick Foles, put your motherfucking head back down. All right, but that's Nick Folk. Here comes Blow. 1st and 10. Connects with TJ Hawkinson. Picks up what should be a gain of 8. All right, I think that's just a first down marker. I think they put the thing with the camera there. That is what that pylon is for. All right, I get it now. Because they have the pylon cam, so they put it at the first down marker, so that way it makes it easier to review. I like it. I like it. Makes sense. Nobody even had to tell me. I feel like somebody may have typed it in the chat room or something like that. Or maybe, no, they didn't tweet at me because I would have saw it. But whatever the deal may be, I figured it out. I pieced it together. I got it figured out. 2nd and 1. For the Detroit Lions, 150 left to play. Luckily, they got out of bounds, so that stopped the clock. Here comes Khalil Mack. He could not take Blow to the ground. There's some laundry on the field. There's Blow not participating in the Mitch Trubisky challenge. He carries it for the first down. Gets out of bounds. There's no flag for roughing the passer or the illegal hit from HaHa Clinton-Dix, but we got to find out exactly what the flag was for. It appears that it's on the Lions. It's going to be a little bit of holding. Perhaps it was holding on Khalil Mack when he was trying to close in and get the sack on David Blow. Let's take a look at what just transpired. Coming from the left is where they called it. They called it on, well, I don't see any hold. Wait a minute. Who did they call the hold on? Was it against Khalil Mack? You know what? I can't call that a hold. There's no hold there. His hand was just slipping. That's not a hold. That's not a hold. I'm sorry. That is a phantom call. I'm not a fan of that call whatsoever. 2nd and 11. That may look as if it was a hold, but I don't think that was a hold. What do you guys think about the NFL taking penalties into the review in the final 2 minutes? What do you guys think about that as a possible sort of thing? Now, I'm one of the people who want to do away with reviews, but these costly penalties are costing teams. But 2nd and 11, here come the Lions, baby. Blow doesn't have too much time. They're trailing on him. He'd rifle the ball over the middle. Pass thrown like Brett Favre, right through the hands of his receiver. Who was that could not come down with the football? Damn it, put the camera on them so I can chastise them live on Hot Mic and YouTube. Who was the ball thrown to? There is Danny Amendola. It is not to Amendola. Wait, it might just be to Amendola. It's thrown back, and that was Marvin Jones. His hands just for decoration. You've got to be kidding me. It hit him in betwixt the index finger and thumb on both of his hands. He made the diamond. Where's the diamond? This the diamond. He couldn't catch it. 3rd and 11. Blow takes the snap. Pass over the middle. Caught by Kenny Golladay at the 45 to the 46. 1:25 left to play. There will be no timeout. The Lions are conserving them. They know they need to get towards the end zone. Great route from Golladay. Small dig route on the inside from 15 yards. Not sure if it was supposed to be a post because he rounded it off. Might have been one of those post dig sort of situation. Whatever the deal is, they're at the 46. Here comes David Blow. First start of his career. Opportunity to lead the Lions to victory. Pass intercepted by the Chicago Bears. And there it is. The Bears with 3 timeouts. The Lions with 2 with under a minute. Blow says absolutely not. This is not a interception. It should be called incomplete. Underneath pass. Ooh, wait a minute. The ball might just be incomplete. Wait a minute now. They're going to go to review. Every turnover is reviewed. You see the football move a little bit in his hands. The Lions might still have life here. Show us some more replays, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to see a little bit more replays. We need to get a zoom on that football because it looks as if that might have just fell out of his hands. They say they call him the Polish Bullet. Oh, good Lord, man. I'm not liking these angles because it's looking like it's inconclusive evidence. Oh, they may have already came to a conclusion. This man is purple in his helmet. What is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the real colored people. All right, but what is going on over here? Here come the Lions with a new opportunity to pass incomplete. The refs not participating in the Stevie Wonder Challenge. They make a good decision. Once again, from the 46-yard line. Here we go. 2nd and 10. Good Lord, the Lions are going ridiculously deep. Why did they throw This was a bonehead play. They went 4 verticals on 2nd and 10 with 2 timeouts. What were they doing? Flag on the play. What the hell was that play call? They could have had somebody go over the middle. Prince Amukamara with the breakup, but he is down. Offside. Oh, I see. It must have been a free play. That's why they went 4 verticals. Prince Amukamara is down in the child's pose. Perhaps he's doing a little bit of yoga. What is happening? He's listening to a little bit of a Janelle Monáe. Bend over. Let me see you do that yoga. That's what's happening. Marvin Jones going deep. He tried to come back. I'm not sure who or what that pass was thrown to.
Because if that was a back shoulder, usually you throw a back shoulder passes outside the numbers. You don't just throw back shoulder passes in betwixt the hash mark and the numbers. I've said in betwixt way too many times tonight. All right, or I should say this afternoon. Oh my. Here we go. Back to Twitter we go. Hoodie Zay says Conor McGregor back in UFC. He's fighting on the 18th. Really? That's interesting. I didn't know he was going to be back this soon. Wow. On January 18th. Wow. David Chewy Black says there's a camera in the pylons, so for an onside for an inside look for spotting or sometime. I've seen that at the line of scrimmage as well as the down marker, to be honest. All right, yeah, I figured that much. Lamar Goat says he's thankful. Oh, wow, you're thankful for me. I appreciate you. Gap Tooth Assassin says thank you for the commentary. Much appreciated. Much love from Philly. I appreciate you, Gap Tooth Assassin. And I believe that is Johnson. Johnson picks up the first down. Oh my Lord! There is a late hit on Raquan Smith, taking him to the ground. Oh, what is happening here? Oh, it was a purple face, man. Raquan Smith did take him to the ground. Oh, my Lord, this is bonehead plays. What are you doing, Raquan Smith? Takes Johnson to the ground. Bonehead play. Call him Melvin. He's Melvin. Great play, Melvin. You're out here tackling people after they're out of bounds. You are Melvin. Damn it, let me find the photo again. Damn it, I lost the photo. You are Melvin Van Horn. One quick look at Raquan Smith. I don't know if you saw it or not. But here we go. 1st and 10 from the 27. Pass caught by T.J. Hawkinson. Gain of 1. Let me see if you can see it now. There is Raquan Smith. Take a look at Raquan Smith. This is Raquan Smith right here. He is a bonehead. As I get a DM on Instagram. I'm pretty sure during the game, my phone has vibrated about like 37 times from Instagram. So I'm pretty sure I went from 0 DMs now up to 37. You'd be surprised how many DMs I get per game. It's ridiculous. Oh man. But T.J. Hawkinson is down, but luckily he went out of bounds when he did go down. So here we go, 2nd and 8 for the Detroit Lions from the 26. Here we go. David Blowjob takes the snap. He's got some protection. Looking right. Danny Amendola can't take it down. He could not hold on to the football. That would have been a sensational catch. What a pass by David Blowjob. He's playing well. Oh, my Lord. This would have been a great catch. Right off the fingertips. You talk about a good pass. Oh, my Lord in heaven. This kid is balling. He is slinging it. He must be seeing Ohio State, and he feels like he's at Purdue again. What a play. What a pass. 3rd and 8. Can this Chicago 4th-ranked defense come to play and end this game? Khalil Mack hasn't made too many plays all day. In fact, I remember just a tackle for a loss. He hasn't done too much. Can he make a play? Here comes up the gut. Is that Raquan Smith? Yes, it is for the sack. 36 seconds left to play. They're going to have to call timeout. 4th down is going to set up 4th and long. Remember, they're down by 4. There's no way that they can kick a field goal and even up this score. They're going to have to take a heave towards the end zone while they have time in a timeout. So I would play for the 1st down. Where do we expect the Lions to go with the football? Raquan Smith right up the gut says it's time. Yeah, you're damn right I got flagged for a late hit. I don't regret nothing because I knew I was going to make a later play. And sacks David Blau down at the 40. They're probably going to, his body touched the ground at the 42, but they're probably going to mark him at the 40. He could not take that sack. But then again, he couldn't just throw it away because that would be intentional grounding. That shows a little bit of his youth. 4th and 22. Raquan Smith on the day. 15 tackles and 2 sacks. Here we go. Game on the line in the 3-1-3. Palms are sweaty. Knees weak. Arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. It's mom's spaghetti. He's nervous. But on the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bomb. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. I forgot the other lyric. Time's over now. Here we go. Here we go. In the NFC North standings, where the Green Bay Packers and Minnesota, Vikings are both 8-3. Chicago sitting at 5-6. They need this W. They need this W here. 4th and 22. Game on the line. 36 seconds left to play. Trips to the right. Can Khalil Mack make a play for the defense? They better not put this man in coverage. Here he comes with the rush. David Brown, no time. Lofts it up towards his right. Marvin Jones could not make the catch. Pass intercepted. Eddie Jackson. The Bears walk in to Detroit, and they're going to walk out with a W. And now you've got to wonder, if you're the Detroit Lions fans, if Danny Amendola made that catch, what could have happened? You got to think about what could have transpired if it did not go off the fingertips of Danny Amendola. Had he stopped by the house of Jack Tatum, had he stopped by the house of Fred Biletnikoff, had he stopped by the house of a young Jerry Rice and had a little bit of stickum on his fingertips, he could have made the catch to bring them inside the 10. But that is not what was destiny. That's not what was fate. Alberto Del Rio was on the sideline saying, "Destiny!" And the destiny was the INT in favor of the Chicago Bears. And Eddie Jackson with the pick to end the game. And look at David Blow on the sideline, sitting there, looking like a female dog. We're keeping a PG over here, baby. 22 for 38 and that INT to close out the game. Mitch Trubisky takes his receipt. He walks into the sperm bank and says, "I would like to have my comeback." Takes a knee. The game is over. As time will elapse, the Detroit Lions will not do the salty thing and call a timeout. They're going to take their L, take out their Metro card, and get aboard the L train. The Bears find a way to win and get to 500 once again and keep their playoff push alive. What a game. Down to the wire. Hell, it wasn't too high of scoring, but it was scoring nonetheless. 24-20. I am not sure if somebody said this would be the final score. I feel as if somebody did say this was the score that they said they would have. Matt Nagy, for some apparent reason, is able to walk away with a W. I'm still concerned about the play of of the play of Mitch Trubisky, but damn it, it was a victory nonetheless. And for the 13th time, or I should say 12th. Yeah, here's the 12th. For the 12th time, or 9th time, the Lions blow a lead in the fourth quarter. What a shame. What a shame. Victory on Thanksgiving afternoon in favor of the Chicago Bears, but for the Detroit Lions, regardless of how valiant of an effort you made. Despite the fact that David Blowjob came out, played his first game ever in the NFL, completed his very first pass for a 75-yard touchdown. Galladay rubbing his nutsack on Prince Amukamara, rubbing his nutsack on Kyle Fuller. J.D. McKissick utilizing the remaining piece of his dreadlock powers. Bo Scarborough running for first downs, utilizing his dreadlock powers. It didn't matter who the hell showed up. It wasn't enough to hold on to that W. And you and everybody in the 313, put your motherfucking Metro cards out and follow me to the L train, because you're taking out your Metro cards and they're getting aboard the L train. I think this is the L. Is it the L? I feel like this is the opposite direction. It is the L. L train for you on Thanksgiving. No Thanksgiving leg for you. No Thanksgiving ribs for you. No baked ziti. No potatoes. You don't get any sort of lasagna at all. The only thing you get to eat is oxygen and your sorrows. That is it. Drink your own tears. I hear they're salty. You don't get to walk away with any sort of W's. None whatsoever. And for the Bears, back to 500 you go. The Lions found a way to blow a lead. Sensational pun. Percy Fema in the YouTube chat room. Because every time the Lions have a lead, they turn into who? Melvin. The Lions find a way to be what? Melvin Van Horn. Because you guys are straight up boneheads. All right? That's what you are. You don't eat boneless chicken because you're out here bones every time you're on the doggone field. Let's take one more look at Twitter world before we get up out of here. And we will go down the list. Here we go. Hoodies A.
There was not a need for Roquan. AB could probably be sell. That's a very good one. Jamal says, son, I'm up watching. I'm up at work watching your live stream. I stopped watching for a bit. I come back. The Bears got the lead with a minute to go. It was all again jutsu. Hilarious. Yes, indeed, it was. Jamal. Bit of Samurai says that's how you redeem yourself. Smith. James says about time. Ethan says Eddie, I lie, I cheat, I steal. Jackson. Hilarious. Rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero. Bit of Samurai. That was a great game. Indeed, it was. And Andrew Pelosa says happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for many things, family, and most of all, but I'm thankful for you providing a new and entertaining experience for watching football. For the last 2 years I've seen your content. Hopefully I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. I hope you are too. Andrew. Val Kilmer. Mitch is still a bitch. Absolutely. All right, Andrew Pelosa. Penelosa done downloaded, or I should say pre-registered for the app. I appreciate you. Marshall Yo says it was both Blow and Amendola. Amendola clearly thought the ball would be thrown in a different place. Classic miscommunication and inexperience of chemistry between QB and receiver. And Hoodie Zay says rest in peace Sean Taylor. Yesterday was 12 years since his death. Absolutely. I'll tell you a little bit of a story before I get out of here. When Sean Taylor passed away, I found out the news while I was playing Madden 2006 on my Nintendo GameCube. I was playing with the Washington Redskins, coincidentally. Yes, it sounds as if it would be a perfect sort of world to find out something like that, but that is unfortunately how it ended up happening. So I was playing with the Redskins, and I believe Clinton Portis should have been on that team. But I think I scored like 4 touchdowns, and then my brother broke the news to me like, yo, Sean Taylor had passed away. I said, wait a minute, what the hell are you talking about? The next day, I remember I was very upset about the passing. I went to school. We did our little bit of, 3-second hold or football, tackle football that we did, and we played the game in memory of Sean Taylor. Anybody who went with me to Roy H. Mann Junior High School, if you remember that game, it was a sensational game, very emotional game as well, because although we may have been fans of the football, and we may not know these players, they have a special place in our hearts for bringing that entertainment to us. And for everybody who tuned into the stream, I do appreciate you guys, whether you tuned in on Hot Mic, whether you tuned in on YouTube, and everybody on Hot Mic, if this is your first time tuning in to Hold My Nugget Studios, consider hitting that follow button and telling your friends who also have the mic, or I should say the app, to go and follow me as well. If you have a friend that has an iPhone or has an Android at this point, now we have the links here. You can pre-register for the download on the Hot Mic app for the Play Store, and you can just download it on iOS for the iPhone. Everybody in YouTube, we've had 134 in the room right now. I think at its peak was maybe about 280 at its peak thus far here today. So I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. We've got 214 likes, 132 in the room. So that is more than the number of people that are watching. So I know you guys, went along and liked it, whatever the deal may have been. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Last, remarks, just gonna put that link in the chat room right here. If you haven't downloaded the links or downloaded the apps yet, just click those links, hit the download, use the promo code Adonis on the iOS. Soon you'll have it on your Android phone. Now, just shout out to people who are in the room real quick. James Joseph, shout out to you. 23 days later, Tim Dragon Kid, Steelers Territory, Louisiana Purchase, Details, Percy FEMA, Philly Prince, DeLawrence Owens in the building. Shout out to all of you guys for being here. All right, on Twitter, Net Strike, Don, saying that AB is a suicide bomb from Cell. Reese in the building. Tarian in the building. Hoodie Zay, as always. Marshall Yo, Andrew Penelosa, Val Kilmer, Hobo Steve on YouTube, Tyrese Hall, Brandon Black, James Joseph, Cameron Brooks, David Box, War Dog in the building. All right, Bit of Samurai, Ethan, I still have your tweet. I'm gonna use it for the commentary. James Beta, Jamal, as always. Lamar Goat, I appreciate you. Brandon Chewy Black, Julius DeCoon, Gap Tooth Assassin, Jay Strokes, Lynn, Jason Sanders, I appreciate you. It's Just Vaughn, thank you so much for tuning in. Sage X Lion, Sonic Dew, Desmond Edmond, as always, Guy Hodge, Tyrone, William Phillips, Karen, hilarious conversation back and forth, Travis as well, back to the YouTube channel, Des Gordon, Miles Cormier,
Candace Leach as always. All right. Jose, I appreciate you. Everybody who tuned into the stream, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. This has been your 2019 NFL Thursday afternoon Thanksgiving special game highlight commentary live from Hold My Nugget Studios, where we saw the Chicago Bears travel into the 313, into Ford Field, took down the Model Ts, and the Detroit Lions fell 24-20. I have been your host, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. Once again, enjoy your Thanksgiving. I am signing out.